anymore, right?
Nah, there's no point. This is a really impractical mask for this.
It looks great.
Hello, everyone.
The extreme overbite is perfect.
Yeah. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
I'm not going to wear this for a couple of hours. It's got to be said.
I can't imagine.
Yeah, I don't know how long I can keep this baby on, but Olive, what do you think? Olive, you. Oh,
Is Olive dressed up?
She's not. She doesn't really like her costume, so it's. I figure it's gonna be too hard. Yeah. She got that bat dog
I
costume.
can't see the screen. I can't see anything. There we are.
Just
I've had this for years. It's the first time I'm wearing it.
Just bring it back up once in a while, just to remind that it's there, and then put it away.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah. We're still going to be Halloween themed. I'll do that occasionally.
Yeah.
That could have been a nice little joke. You said, "Oh no, put it back on. It's horrifying."
You're right. You're
right. Yeah. Hello, everyone. That is an awesome mask you've got there. That is a mask, right? That's definitely. Is that a mask?
I'm not wearing a mask.
Yes,
especially.
I know. This is actually. I went through the transition today. I got infected. So this is Nick might know this because Nick does a lot of comics. So this is the Crossed. I don't know if I talked about this recently. And you ever read that, Nick?
Is it the comic Crossed?
The comic Crossed. Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to read it. I've heard a lot about it.
Yeah. I just did it in a recent video. I think you mentioned it sounded interesting to you, Gareth, because I just when I was talking about some adult comics, and but this so what Cross is like awful. It's like really really graphic.
Who writes that?
It's different people have written it. Morris, what was it? Grant Morrison, I think, wrote some. Sorry, she's gonna be for a little while because the trick or treaters keep coming, so she's
gonna
act up a little bit.
Cross.
Yeah, I've had mine already.
Was Cross created? Was that the Garth Ennis book?
Garth Ennis, not Morrison.
Okay, yeah.
Garth Ennis.
He's messed up.
Yeah, although I mean, other people have written it, and there's a later one called Crossed 100 that I think that might have been Grant Morrison. Either Grant Morrison or Alan Moore, one of those two. And really, really graphic. It's like it's kind of a zombie-ish type novel, but it's more of like Rage Virus than zombie. You know, it's like a 28 days later sort of thing.
Yeah.
And when they get infected, they get this cross on their face like this, and they are vicious. You would not want to get caught by it's very, very violence and sexually graphic novel. I think it's the worst graphic novel I've ever read.
Sounds like a Garth Ennis comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do the Cross do just horrible, like the worst possible things you can imagine and things that you can't even imagine.
All
the
right.
Cross do when they get a hold of people. So it's bad.
All right. Keep that in mind.
So oh my God, look at it. It's hard for me to like take him seriously with that thing on.
It's hard enough normally, right?
Yeah, that's a great mask. That's a great one.
It's quite a big one. Yeah. It's got nice. They got a brush for my hair as well. But I can't wear it for long now. I can't see what's going on. I'll put it back on now and again. If you guys are going to chat for a bit, I'll put it on. But if I need to speak, I'll take it off. But I was going to say I've got beer today, not tea.
Nice.
So this is Madry Spanish beer.
Is Halloween? Is that why you're making a special?
Yeah, I thought it'd be more of a party thing.
This is going to be a problem. I can't access my goblet with this thing on. All right, I'll wait. I'll wait a little bit. I'll wait a little bit longer, and then. All right. So,
go ahead. No, it's all right. I was going to make some joke about you growing a beard or something. And I've got biscuits. You got biscuits. Nick hasn't got biscuits. So
Yeah, I don't. I didn't realize I could have come prepared, but I was telling Gareth I had some cupcakes before I came on.
Did you forget to tell him to bring biscuits?
well, I thought that was the thing. I thought, everyone on the whole planet watches this show, so everyone knows that we talk about biscuits.
I didn't.
I mean,
tell you
Nick,
about
when we
biscuits?
stop talking about biscuits, the numbers go down.
I'm trying to think if I even have any in the house.
Oh, go on. Yeah, go on, grab one. Grab.
I don't think I do.
Well, you'd call them cookies. Does that make it easier?
Yes. No, I know what you're talking about. But no, I think I'm between cookies right now. I think I'm out.
I wouldn't wish American biscuits on you. That would be cruel.
I mean, for like a dessert. I don't know.
Yeah, let's look at some comments. Oh, damn, I did it the wrong way around. Oh no, let's try and switch this over. Right, which means I have to move that. I can do
So
this.
should we
Right,
just-
here we go. So that means, hopefully, yeah, when I look at the comments, I won't have my finger on the screen. Right, so. We've got to go far back, so we have to go through a lot of these quickly. So yeah, that was me. Heidi just checked when we were on. Hello everyone. I've only got 3 kids tonight, trick or treating. Just discovered Stephen Graham Jones. Yeah, I like him. I've only read what's it called?
The Only Good Indians.
Yeah, The Only Good Indians. Yeah,
that's his best work in my opinion.
Okay,
easily. I've read a good handful of his stuff now, and he's very hit and miss. He's actually been a little bit more miss for me, especially recently.
Oh
wow! But when he hits, it works. It works really well. But he's definitely a divisive writer.
Which
I've
other
heard
ones
what's it called? My Heart is a Chainsaw is good, isn't it?
Okay, so he's got that trilogy: My Heart is a Chainsaw, Don't Fear the Reaper, and The Angel of Indian Lake. I did not like My Heart is a Chainsaw or The Angel of Indian Lake, but I liked Don't Fear the Reaper a lot. Go figure.
Okay.
And another book by him that's good is called Mongrels, which is it's like this. Yeah. It doesn't really have a plot. It's just about a family of kind of transient werewolves.
Oh my god!
Oh, Olive's so excited. Olive wants to read it.
Is it trick or treat?
Is that horribly? Yes, trick or treat. Is that horribly annoying?
No. Don't worry about it. No. Don't,
I can put it in the other. I can put it in the other room if that's.
No. It's her show. Well, we can't do that. She's one of the hosts. She's joining in.
You got a lot to say. I mean, if people in the comments, if you find Olive annoying, please let us know. I imagine
that'd be amazing. The people who watch the channel start turning on Olive.
Here.
No one believe that could happen.
You can have your biscuit early.
But so he's not consistent for you, but he's someone because you really like some things, you'd want to keep reading him.
Yeah, it's weird because there's been a lot that I haven't enjoyed, but I still try. Usually, any other author, I feel like if I read like 3 books that I didn't connect with, I just abandon that author. But whenever he's got something new, I'm like, all right, let me check it out. Maybe this one will be the one.
Well, actually, before we get, you should probably finish saying hello to everyone before I get.
Well, have you read any Stephen Graham Jones, Dave?
I have, but I don't want you to get too far behind.
Right. Then he says, "How was your Halloween?" Yours is still happening, isn't it, Dave?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Mine was I had some really friendly, nice, lovely kids come round, and they were very polite, and it was very nice. So that was cool. The first one, I think I sent a message to you, Dave. The first trick-or-treater was this little kid, must have been like 5 or something, and he was dressed as Deadpool.
Oh.
That's funny. I was like, I hope you're not watching those films, mate. You're too young.
I saw a lot of Spider-Mans today.
Yeah. Oh, you had Spider-Man today?
Yeah, we had a few Spider-Mans.
Nice. So asking what they're reading.
Nick, you slay.
Nick, you slay.
I know who Brett is. That's my nephew. He's
oh, cool.
Hi, Brett.
It'll come back on in a minute. Finishing off Return of the King. And that's I think Jenny reads it every couple of weeks anyway.
I've never read Return of the King, believe it or not.
It's good. It's got about 8 endings.
I've seen it, and I think the movies are great. But I struggle with the books by Tolkien. I don't find them as interesting or good as the movies, which is a very unpopular opinion.
I love you saying it very nervously.
I am saying it very nervously because we obviously have a Lord of the Rings reader. But yeah, I do have to revisit them because it's been at least 10 years since I tried. So I have to, now that I'm a better reader and a better fantasy reader, I have to try again because I wasn't a very good fantasy reader when I first tried it.
Doesn't Jenny read them every year?
Yeah. She's read them about 15 times or something. Yeah.
This is one of those ones I'm always embarrassed to admit that I've never read them.
I've never read them.
No, I've read The Hobbit twice, but no, I never read them.
They're very different to The Hobbit. The Hobbit's very clearly a children's book.
Well, it's not a children's book, Gareth, but yes, it's
young
for
readers.
A family book for all
readers
ages.
that are young at heart.
Yes, those that are young. Absolutely. No, I agree with that. Brian's here. He says, "You drive those thirsty holiday beggars away, that dog."
Oh, what happened, Bubs?
The Way of the Hermit. Oh, okay, yeah. I think that's been mentioned before. I love the Faramir chapter in the Infirmary of Eowyn.
Are you okay?
That's in Return.
I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Something happened with Olive here. I'll be right back.
Yeah. So Jenny's got lots of stuff to choose from. Jenny's singing "You Spin Me Right Round, Baby" for some reason. I'm not sure why.
It's a good song.
Classic. Yeah. Heidi's saying that Stephen Graham Jones was really hitting it for her. So
Stephen Graham Jones. Yeah.
Which one did she say she was reading?
She just read. Oh, I don't remember actually.
I Was a Teenage Slasher. That's the newest one. I haven't read that one yet.
Oh, okay.
I know Ollie wasn't a big fan of that one, but I haven't gotten a chance to read it yet.
Yeah, and Ollie does like some of his stuff, doesn't he?
Yeah, again, very. I find he's very hit and miss with a lot of people, even the people that like him.
Yeah. So, did you like Nick? Did you like Night of the Mannequins?
Not really.
No.
So okay, that was a weird one because I think it was. I didn't have any issue with like the way that it was written. It's just that I didn't get what I wanted out of it, which is not his fault as a writer. As a reader, it's the responsibility of the reader to meet the author on their grounds and listen to the story they're trying to tell. But with like a title like Night of the Mannequins, I really had a specific idea in mind about what kind of book it was going to be, and it absolutely was not that. And so
that's what I thought was great about it, because it just like it was totally not what I expected. All of a sudden, it just took this very sharp left turn, and I was like, "Whoa, this is not at all what I thought this was going to be about."
Yeah,
but I had great fun with it, though.
Yeah, no, I get rid of books usually that I don't connect with. I donate them to a bookshop or whatever. That book I have held on to because I have a feeling that if I were to go back to it maybe a year or two from now, I would like it. I could see it. It's just that when the first time I read it, I was a little bit bummed.
Yeah. What about did you read that, Gareth?
I haven't read Night of the Mannequins. I've only read one book, so I've only read the
Only Good
Indians. Yeah, which I thought was really good.
Which is great.
But I own about 4 others, I think.
What about Mapping the Interior, Nick? You read that one?
I haven't had a chance yet. That's one. Whenever I go to like a bookstore and I see it, it's so thin, and then book prices now it's like $14 or $13 for something that's like 100 pages. I'm like,
I know, right?
I don't know about that. So maybe from a library I got to pick it up, but just haven't yet.
Right, Jenny says I'm currently only on chapter 2, so just finished Pippin touring Minas Tirith. God, I need to reread them as well because I haven't read them for a while. I enjoy. Oops, I'm enjoying most of. Faramir is a really good character in the book. He was slightly different in the films, where Pippin is told he's quite old. It's the stand you. Oh, hold on, this is not working. Hello, doesn't like that one. There's a problem with my. There we go. Oh, there you go. Stand you on your head by the kids. What? I don't understand that.
I don't get it. Sometimes the producer's comments are a little too sophisticated.
she's been drinking too much tonight. Halloween's got the better of her. Yeah, no, Heidi, that makes a good point. We're just chatting away like Nick's part of the furniture, and he clearly isn't part of the furniture. So please welcome Nick from Another Booktube Channel.
Yeah.
That's his actual name, Another Booktube Channel.
Yeah,
it's not that he's Another Booktube Channel, although he is Another Booktube Channel.
That's my last.
But he's called Another Booktube Channel.
Yeah. I'm glad to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
So tell everybody tell about your channel, what kind of videos you do and all that jazz.
So I started my channel basically just like as a journal of like my reading, because I would read a lot of books and then forget about them because I didn't have like an avenue to put my thoughts out there or really like spend some time with them. So I just started recording myself talking about books a little bit. Found a fun little niche and a little community of friends on BookTube, mostly connected through like the Criminality Network. But I read primarily horror. I read fantasy, sci-fi. So I've read a bit of a variety, but mostly genre work. I don't read a lot of like straight fiction. Don't read much nonfiction. It's usually genre fiction, horror, sci-fi, fantasy. And on my channel, it's book reviews primarily, just wrap-ups of just like what I've read in a month. I used to post a lot more. I kind of slowed down recently. I just kind of hit a bit of a wall. So now I just kind of post as the mood strikes, which is has been a lot of fun. And it's made it fun again to do so. So if you find me interesting on this chat, I hope you do swing by my channel. I do still post, just not as often as others.
You were also my second guest on Desert Island Flicks.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. That
was a fun chat.
So that's your cue, everybody, to open. Hey, Gareth, take off the comments. So they can,
take off the mask.
So they can see his channel name. Take off the.
Take off the what?
The comment on the bottom.
Get off the comment.
Oh, hold on.
Just click it again. Yeah. Okay. There it is. Another BookTube channel. So open up another window, and go over to Another BookTube channel, and click subscribe, because you'll enjoy watching Nick's channel.
Yeah.
So you do some comics and graphic novels too.
Yes. Oh, I completely. I don't know how I forgot to mention that. But yes.
Yeah.
I do talk a lot about comics and graphic novels, because they are very important to me. I think one of my primary goals early in my channel was to try to get people who are not familiar with comics, who might think that comics are just like for kids, they're just like superheroes, men in tight stories, trying to put into perspective that they absolutely are not, that comics and graphic novels are for everybody. And if you like stories, if you like genre stories, the stories you like do exist in comic book format. So I try to cover a wide variety and talk about those on my channel as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you said that, because every time I don't talk about the graphic novels much, but every time I do, I have like the same little mini rant, which is always like, I feel like people won't give these a chance. Everybody thinks it's Superman and Wonder Woman for kids, and like there's all sorts of great adult stories, horror stories, sci-fi stories. What do you got there?
I just grabbed this. This is an example of a comic book, graphic novel, whatever you want to call it, that transcends just comic medium and is one of just like the best kind of stories you'll ever read. Asterios Polyp by David Mazzucchelli. I have a full review of this up on my channel if you want to like know more about it. But this is an incredible life story about this architect and his various mistakes that he makes, and the coincidences in his life, and how it affects his relationships and how they fall out and how they come back together. It's absolutely beautiful, and the art by David Mazzucchelli is unbelievable. He is a master of pretty much every drawing style you can imagine. This is a perfect melding of not just writing, not just art, but color, lettering, just like the things that you don't think about. Like if you don't get what's beautiful about comic books, something like Asterios Polyp is an education all in itself. This is one of the greatest graphic novels ever written, and it's one that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. So
is that an original graphic novel?
Yes, it was written as a graphic novel. It was never in comic book format. It was published by I think Pantheon by David Mazzucchelli. So yeah,
it looks pretty thick.
Yeah, that's awesome. I've got to get that.
Yeah, it's let me see. It's pretty hefty, but it reads really, really quickly, especially because you are going to be so interested in where this guy's life goes and how he got where he is, and just the art. Oh God, it's absolutely incredible. Master of graphic design. Like it's everything about this book I can't stress enough. The only thing I'll say about it is maybe check your library first. The price tag on it is a little bit hefty. It's $50 now. For like off the shelf, because it's only available in hardcover, even though it's like 10 years old. So check your library. That's where I read it first. Your local library is your friend. But yeah, can't recommend it enough. And that's just one example of me going on a rant about.
Do you know the graphic novel called Day Tripper?
Yes, that's one of the first comics I ever read when I got into the medium. It's that's a beautiful one.
Yeah, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was one of the deepest graphic novels I ever read.
Yes, absolutely. That's Gabriel Ba and Fabio Moon, who are brothers. Yeah, that's a really great one. It's been a long time since I've read it. I should reread it.
Yeah, it really affected me after I read it. It really played on my mind, and I immediately sent a message to my kids saying how much I loved them, and started writing poetry about them. That ended up being a book that I gave them. But it was all like influenced by this Day Tripper book, which was like the message of the book is like make sure every day matters, and like you could die anytime, and it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
He he dies every day, right? And that dies at the end of every day. And that
well, he dies at the end of each little story, so he doesn't die every day, but at the end of each, it's like got about 7 stories in it.
I think it's 12 chapters.
Say again?
I think it's 12 chapters.
12. Okay, so 12 times, but different ages, different parts of his life.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I'll read this ASAP. I actually have that because I found it in the wild, but I haven't read it yet.
It's really good.
The trade. So maybe I'll.
You'll love it.
The art's really good. It's the same guy that actually. Well, I know Gabriel Ba did the Umbrella Academy.
That's true.
Comics with Gerard Way, and for Day Tripper, I don't know if it was primarily Ba or Moon that did the illustration. I can't remember, but similar art regardless. So if you've read Umbrella Academy, if you like that artwork, it's similar.
But yeah, the message of it and the way it's done really was so good.
Yeah, comics can do that, man. It's not all just superheroes.
Those kind of comics and graphic novels I look for. I like this kind of thing.
I don't know how to get people more. I mean, I guess we keep talking about them, right, on BookTube. I don't know how else to try to get people more interested in them, because they just like I'm sure you notice this, Nick, right? Like probably every time you do a comic or a graphic novel, like not nearly as many people watch that video, right?
Yeah, it's hit and miss. It depends. Sometimes I'll hit on one that's like a gold mine where people are like, oh, people wanted to talk about this, but then I'll post something and it's just like a total flop, and it's because they never heard of it before and they're not gonna try. So that was like here, I have one here. This was one I did, a review I did of a series called Army at Love by Rick Veitch. I mean, admittedly, this is not like the best. It's not Rick Veitch's best work either, but neat idea. It's a DC Vertigo comic. It's about oh gosh, so it takes place in a different reality where the U.S. military is run basically by like an ad marketing corporation. And so they're trying to just like run campaigns to get people to join and sign up. And they do it with so like everything is sponsored, like the tanks are sponsored, the hoods they put over prisoners' heads are sponsored. Like it's crazy. And it's very racy. So there's a lot of sex in it. Because that's called Army at Love. Because
Sold.
Yeah. So what happens in the first issue is that male and female soldier on the battlefield decide to create something called the Hot Zone Club, which is to have sex in the middle of the hot zone, like during a firefight. And the marketing team gets wind of it, and instead of squashing it, they start leaning into that to be like, hey, you could join the Hot Zone Club too if you like sign up for the army. And so it's a lot of like really ridiculous stuff like that.
All right, this sounds like my kind of grab. What's the Army of Love?
Army at Love, but the
Army at Love.
It's also early kind of internet. So you'll see this is written in like the early 2000s, well before smartphones. But you're gonna see stuff in here that's like TikTok would go crazy in this. You know, if they ever revisited this, like you'd be able to do a lot with this. But my point being, I posted a review of this and nobody freaking watched it.
That's the weird thing with what we do, because sometimes you'll put something out because you really feel passionate about something and you go, I would love to tell people about this, but you think it's relatively obscure and nobody cares.
Yeah.
You know, if you put up a Jane Austen review, you'll get loads of hits.
Yeah. You know what I think? To your question, Dave, about how do you get people into comics that aren't usually doing it? Adaptations of books that they may enjoy could be a good avenue for that, because that's something that's become more popular. And there are some truly great ones out there. But like, you know, that there's comics like about that are adapting pretty much every major, like if it's a big franchise or something, it'll get a comic book adaptation. There's also even like Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut has a recent novel adaptation.
Yeah, there's like Handmaid's Tale had a recent version, didn't it?
Yeah. Cormac McCarthy's The Road just got
that's just come out.
Really?
Yeah.
So like that's an avenue to get people in. One avenue. The other avenue is if you've got young people in your life, young kids, nephews, just buy it for them and just put it in front of them. It's worked for my nephew pretty well. And I've gotten a lot of comics in front of his face, and he's a good kid and he's reading them. So
but
you got to be careful.
They end up reading through graphic novels, don't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do got to be careful today, though, because sometimes even the superhero ones sometimes are pretty adult. You got to watch what you're.
So I actually there's, if I do get on the superhero stuff, I specifically go for the books that Marvel has published that are, or DC, but he likes Marvel mostly, that are marketed to kids, like the smaller ones that the stores will put in like the kids section. I tend to stay away from the stuff that's just like in the regular graphic novel wall, because I know, like, you know, it could be a little bit more than he's expecting or that they're ready for. So it's just being wise and just like doing the research and just making sure that you're getting the right thing.
Right, I'm gonna catch up on the comments sec.
Yeah.
So Jenny says Lord of the Rings is a great, Dave, but you have to have patience. What's your jam?
I think that was before you described your channel. I think
he's told us his jam.
I've gone into my jam.
Albert, hi mate. It says, "Good evening. I've got the Lord of the Rings audiobooks, but narrated by Andy Serkis."
Oh, that's probably lit. That's probably awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Albert's going to be on the show soon too, so
yeah, we can find out all about it on the show live. It's like he got to film every page in the book. That's cool. Everyone's saying hi. Just sub to Nick. Yay! More of that.
Thank you.
I said to Albert. Awesome.
Appreciate it.
Nicole's here.
Hey, Nicole.
Happy Halloween. Jenny subbed as well. Brilliant. Hi, William. Thanks for popping in.
Hey, William.
A great film that incorporates the Fabio cameo.
Yeah, can you guys guess what it is? Do you know what movie it is just from that?
No, go on.
The Exorcist 3.
Okay. Okay. So I almost watched that. So I after your video, Nick, I went and I watched X, which I want to talk about.
Oh, okay. Yes.
And then I was gonna watch Exorcist 3. That was my plan last night, but because I try to watch a lot of horror around Halloween.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to it. I might watch it tonight, actually,
Okay.
after the show. I didn't get to it because you were raving about it, and but I realized I wanted to catch up on Agatha first because it's spooky season, and I was like, I didn't realize how many episodes of Agatha I still had to watch, so it was too late by the time I done. But yeah, maybe tonight or tomorrow night I'll watch it. But
okay. Yeah, I hope you like it. It's a fun movie, and it's a lot better than you expect from a sequel of a classic horror film.
I have complete faith in you now after you steered me to X.
Oh, you liked it?
I thought it was amazing.
Yeah,
I thought it was amazing.
I
thought that was great. Have you seen it, Gareth?
Yeah. No, but I've heard a lot about it. I think I will like it. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We messaged about it. Right.
Yeah. There's three now, isn't there? Isn't it part of a trilogy now?
Yeah, the Maxine trilogy or the Pearl trilogy. Yeah, I think Maxine trilogy is what they're calling it.
So Pearl is obviously, I haven't watched those yet. Pearl is obviously the prequel, right?
Yes.
What is Maxine like before or after?
Maxine is a sequel to X. It takes place in the 80s and it changes genres again. It becomes like a I actually haven't watched Maxine yet. I plan to watch it maybe this weekend. I've heard it's not that good. Apparently it's like an homage to the giallo genre, but also just like 80s slashers. And
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Giallo? Oh, okay. So giallo is a specific film movement that was popularized in Italy. Giallo is yellow, is what it means, and it's hearkening to like the yellow pulps of the time, yellow pulp paper, yellow pulp magazine. Giallo films are heavy on extreme lighting and big swings of emotion, very light on plot and characters, plots of movies that generally don't make a lot of sense or are hard to follow, but it usually follows a black gloved killer who is stalking a bunch of people who die in bloody ways. A lot of the earliest slashers that existed were actually giallo films from Italy. Bay of Blood is one of the first. So it's a specific subgenre of history. It's not personally my favorite. The most famous one is probably Suspiria, if you've ever heard of that one, by Dario Argento. I got to be in the mood for a giallo. I really got to be in the mood because these movies don't make any sense a lot of the time, in my opinion.
Can I just interject? I've seen Suspiria a few times, and I saw it live in a music venue with Goblin playing the music live. It was amazing. It was a second night as well because they did the previous night. They did just a Goblin greatest hits show where they did like Dawn of the Dead and Suspiria, Deep Red, loads of amazing. I mean, they're amazing musicians. But yeah, so I saw Suspiria live with the band.
That's sick. That's really cool. What was I saying? So yeah, back to Maxine. So I think like that movie, it's about a serial killer, like a black glove serial killer that is stalking her, and it's got extreme lighting and stuff like that. But again, I haven't seen it myself, so I'm not sure. But X, I love. Tell me why you loved it. I'm curious what you have.
Because I thought. So I'm not as much of an expert in horror movies as you are, or probably even as Gareth is. But that movie seemed like that type of horror movie, it seems to me you can only expect. I mean, I guess you would call it a slasher, right? And
Yeah.
so you can only expect so much from a slasher horror movie, right?
Typically.
And that was kind of like I hesitate to say anything was like the perfect horror movie or the perfect horror book or something. There's no such thing. But that was like the most you can expect, I think, from a slasher horror movie.
Yeah.
There was it wasn't just a crazy guy hacking people up, which is what
Yeah.
most of them are. Like there was I don't say there was like a lot there, but there was a lot there for a slasher movie.
There was
right?
there
Like,
was some heart in that movie. There's some
right,
heart in-
right. I
there's
mean,
some
like
heart in
that. That just so without spoiling too much for anybody that doesn't know what this movie is it's basically a crew of young people who are, they're filming X-rated movies. They rent a place that's basically like on
on a farm.
basically a farm, like a farmhouse. Yeah.
Yeah.
They rent a space there to kind of, do their filming and stuff. So, and there's an older couple that own the place. And so I just thought that like I said, it wasn't just like a crazy person. It was like somebody that probably, although you don't know too much, I haven't seen Pearl yet, so I don't know too much about, but seemed like probably somewhat normal.
Mm-hmm.
And was just really depressed, right?
Yeah.
Depressed about lost youth, right?
Yes.
And just
Life passing by,
beauty,
not
life
leaving,
passing by, right?
still having that feeling of I still feel young at heart. I still feel like I have
Right.
stuff that I want
Right.
to do, but nobody takes me seriously because maybe I'm not so young anymore.
Right. I'm not so young. I'm not so beautiful.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I've lost a lot of my husband's affection and
Mhm.
is depressed about that. And then you have this like, I think it was actually important. I don't think it was like just like a, like a gimmick to make it that it was like about,
Mhm.
that it was about these people that are making these pornographic movies. I think that extremity of it is like really added a lot to the story because you have these people, I mean, good people that basically invade
Mhm.
this. I mean, they live a very very quiet, isolated
Secluded life.
life,
Yeah.
and you have this invasion of these people that are just
Yeah.
happy and living very living a very
Carefree. Yeah.
free love life, right?
Mhm.
And doing all this stuff, and that sort of the extreme level of that, I think, just kind of pushes her over the edge, right? And makes her
Yeah.
absolutely despondent
Yes.
about all the stuff that she's lost.
Yeah.
And I thought like there was just a lot of meat behind why
Yes.
we've got this slasher situation going on. And I just
Mhm.
thought that I don't know what more you could expect out of that kind of horror movie.
I echo all of that. Like I said it in my video, it is one of my favorite horror movies. It might be recency bias because it's newer, but I've watched it a couple times, and I do think it is a special example of a slasher that has something to say, that actually tries to do something different. It embraces its premise completely. It is a dirty looking film. It is a dirty film. It is bloody. It is violent. It is borderline pornographic because it is about pornography. But it is strangely touching at times, disturbing at others, and I just think it's great. And I don't want to jump ahead, but I do see a comment here from Constance asking me a question.
Shall I go to the comments again?
Yeah, go to the comments real quick because there's one I want to answer really quickly.
All right. So Jenny says, "Stay with us."
Soldier Story from my
Sounds like the story. Soldier Story.
The graphic novel, The Army at Love.
Probably. Oh yeah.
Is Hyperion? Is that the that's
Dan Simmons book?
Dan Simmons book. I still have to read that.
Yeah, it's good. It's very
been on my
good.
list for a long time.
Yeah. Boo, Constance. That's boo. Olive would love the stuff the publisher threatens to assign the writer if he doesn't get with the program. Do you think
Oh, the naughty stuff.
Barbarian Sound Studio was inspired by Gallo films.
Yeah, so that's the one I wanted to answer. The short answer is yes, it definitely was. I think it was deliberately like an homage to Giallo.
Wait, is this that? I've seen some movie being talked about recently called Barbarian. Is that what this
Different.
is?
That's a different one.
Different. Oh, okay.
Barbarian Sound Studio is about like a Foley sound artist who is like stuck in the studio, and God, it's been forever since I've seen it. But like things start to happen around the studio. That's like scary horror movie stuff, and he's alone, and whatever. That's good. Barbarian is also a good movie.
Okay.
So both worth watching, but very different.
Barbarian's like Airbnb gone wrong, right? Is that...
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
To say the least, yes.
But it's the setting is kind of irrelevant in some ways, isn't it? It's like Suspiria is the dance school, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it was just an opportunity to have all those women like in a situation where they're going to get killed.
Oh, you saw Barbarian, Gareth?
No, I was talking about Suspiria.
Oh, okay.
Although there's a quite a dramatic scene in Suspiria with a man being attacked by his dog as well, isn't there?
Yeah, that's the thing is like it's all over.
It's completely mad.
That's Giallo for you.
Yes.
But
incredible soundtrack though, amazing score by Goblin.
Looks amazing, sounds amazing. Movie makes no sense.
Yeah. Albert says his favorite performance in Pearl was the father.
All right, yeah, Father's great. I mean, my favorite performance is for me Mia Goth because goddamn, she was amazing in that. But a lot of good performances in that. Dave, did you recognize that Mia Goth was playing two roles in X? That was her as both Maxine and Pearl at the same time.
I did not realize she was Pearl. You couldn't really see much with Pearl.
Well, because she's covered in that old age makeup.
But I saw she played Pearl in Pearl, but I didn't know she played Pearl in X.
Yeah, dual role. She's great actress. Really great actress.
Huh.
So, Nick, you'll be able to tell me something about your thoughts on what I'm about to say.
Sure.
So yesterday I watched a bunch of films that two of them were definitely horror films. The other one wasn't really a horror film. It was about vampires, but it wasn't really a horror film. It wasn't that good as well. But anyway, I watched The Birds, right?
Okay.
Which is amazing. And I've seen it before, but I wanted to watch it again. Partly because I just read the story it was based on. So I thought I'd I watched the film again. So that was cool. And then I watched The Radleys, which is not very good, but it's based on the Matt Haig book, and it is just bad film. But anyway, I watched that. But then I watched The Mist, Frank Darabont.
Oh, the 2007 movie?
Yeah.
The most depressing movie of all time.
I couldn't believe the ending. I was like, oh my God, at the end.
That's one of the biggest gut punch endings I've ever seen personally.
Yeah, so we won't spoil anything. But I thought you might say that as well, because I couldn't believe it. I was like, films don't do this. What the hell?
Yeah.
Is this not based on the Stephen King story?
Yeah, it is, but he added loads, and apparently Stephen King likes the adaptation. But the original story is quite short. And he added loads of stuff to it.
It's a great.
And what we're talking about, the ending, is not in the original story.
Yeah, it's a great ending. It is rough though, and it's a movie. It's one that like I haven't revisited it a lot because I don't want to sit through the ending. It's too depressing.
Well, when it was getting towards the ending, I somehow, how was it? Why did I know? I can't. There was some reason. Oh, I was looking up an actor while I was watching it, and then I just accidentally caught the fact someone had said it was a really depressing ending. So there's a moment when I'm thinking, oh yeah, but they're not going to do that, and then they do that. And I'm like, oh my God, they've done that, and then they do. There's another scene afterwards. You go, oh my God, they did that as well. It's horrible.
Yes, it really is. I want to just really quick about The Birds. You said you read the book. Who wrote the book?
So it's Daphne du Maurier's short story first.
That is a definitely okay. Did you know who wrote who helped Hitchcock write the movie? I only found this out recently.
It was Evan Hunter, wasn't it?
Yeah, Ed McBain.
Yeah.
I had no idea because I'm reading all the 87th Precinct books now.
Yeah, Evan Hunter
And
wrote the screenplay. Yeah,
no idea he helped write the screenplay for the bird.
that's mad, isn't it?
Yeah,
I thought it was great. I saw it years ago when I was a teenager, and that was a long time ago, and I really enjoyed it. I thought it was really good.
Yeah, that's still a good one. Have you ever seen Birdemic?
Birdemic? No, is that like a B movie version?
Yeah, you call it B movie, closer to a Z movie, really.
Sounds like a Sharknado or something.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly like that, but not with less of a budget. If you've ever seen like The Room or Troll 2, it's around. It's like that.
Troll 2.
Troll 2.
Troll 2.
Classic.
Is it? So I assume there's a Troll 1.
Yeah, but it's irrelevant. It has nothing to do with Troll 1.
I tell you what, I mean, I was going to say before I go on to this film that you just reminded me of. One thing about the birds as well is there's no score, is there?
Is he going to write this down? Troll 2?
There's literally no music in it.
I don't know that I ever noticed that.
Yeah, it's amazing. There's no music. The only sound is or you get obviously the Foley and the dialogue, but you get a lot of sounds of the birds.
I'm thinking of it now, like all the famous scenes.
Yeah, there's no music.
I don't think I ever really like internalized that. Especially Hitchcock, music is usually so important.
Yeah, well, and he did it after Psycho as well. So he just done Psycho, then did the birds. And Bernard Herrmann worked with him on the sounds of the birds. So there's the kind of synthesized sounds, but there's no music.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I honestly never observed that.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Very interesting.
I was going to say, you just mentioned Troll. Have you ever seen a film called Troll Hunter? It's a Swedish film.
So I have not, but I am aware of it, and I've like almost watched it so many times.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
It's a kind of found footage thing, but I just couldn't believe how they took it seriously. The idea that there'd be these 15-foot trolls in the forest, and there was these sort of people sort of trying to hunt them down, and it was so cool. I thought it was great.
Yeah, maybe I have to finally get it off my watch list and watch it.
Yeah, see what you think.
It's literally been on my watch list maybe for like 10 years. I don't know, like how old it is.
Right, Barbarian sound is very effective. Sound lighting and Toby Jones, but Toby Jones is really good.
Toby Jones is really good.
And he was in The Mist as well.
Yes, he was.
So disturbing. More people should see it. Then he says that was an ending. Apparently Stephen King was impressed that the ending was better than his.
Yeah.
So should I just go ahead and watch it? And I like to read stuff before I watch.
No, watch The Mist. It doesn't have much to do with the story, the original story. He had so much that it doesn't matter. It's so good. I was really shocked.
Yeah.
So hey Elaine.
Hi Elaine.
Hey Diane.
Hi Diane. Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas, always a must see. Always see that every other day.
You know what?
I can't remember what you thought of that film.
You know what? I've been being too endearing here. I'm gonna make a controversial opinion. I'm not a huge fan of Nightmare Before Christmas as a movie.
Sorry, what was that you said?
I'm not a huge fan of. Put me back in.
He gave you a chance to retract.
Well, Nick, I've never done that before.
Okay, let me explain myself.
Yeah, tell me, Nick, why you don't like the masterpiece Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
Choose your words carefully, Nick.
So, I think it is an incredible soundtrack.
Okay.
I can listen to it from beginning to end, no skips. Great soundtrack. Aesthetically, looks amazing. Incredible.
Okay.
It survived. It's like every image from it is like iconic. The designs of all the characters, all that. I like all that stuff.
Okay.
The movie of it, the movie aspect, the plot and the story doesn't interest me a whole ton. I think it's a little. I think it's like the plot is a vehicle for the soundtrack and the aesthetic, which is fine. It's
well,
fine.
Tim Burton basically ripped off Dr. Seuss, didn't he?
Did he?
It's the Grinch.
Oh yeah, I guess it is kind of the Grinch.
It's like the Grinch.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
he did it in the most incredible way possible.
And he did it in the Tim Burton way, and he made it look great. And I'm not saying it's a bad movie by any means. If I want to talk about a bad Tim Burton movie, I'll talk about Beetlejuice. But
Woo!
Oh,
Woo!
Woo! But
Wow.
I
get some biscuits.
But I will watch Nightmare Before Christmas with no issue. But also, and this one I'll stand behind completely. Jack and Sally are a terrible couple and shouldn't have ended up together.
I get very emotional when they have a hug at the end. So clearly something must have worked.
It's very nice. It's a very nice image. But she spends that whole movie putting him up on a pedestal, trying to like talk to him. He ignores her every second. He doesn't listen to a word.
Yeah, men, right?
He doesn't take
men
her.
are horrible, aren't they?
He talks down to her. He ignores her, and then at the end, he's just like,
it's men. Men are like that all the time.
So
Nick, men are horrible, mate.
Allegedly, yeah. Sometimes they can be, but I think idealizing their relationship, I think it's wrong. I don't think they have. I think what's in the movie, don't think they have a strong relationship.
thank you.
Okay. Well done. So Elaine says the mist was great.
I made some enemies in the chat, I see.
Jenny said I was surprised at the cast in the mist. Yeah, I thought it was a really interesting cast, actually. Yeah, I think that's true. The main guy, I've never seen the main guy before in my life. Don't know who he is, but he was good.
Who was that? Was that Thomas Jane?
Yes, I think it was.
Oh, Thomas Jane's done a lot of stuff. He was the Punisher. He was the first Punisher. Well,
oh yeah, he was. Yeah, true.
Deep Blue Sea.
Deep Blue Sea. Yeah, all the classics. Elaine says yes. And oh my god.
Yeah, these are the reactions to my hot take.
Jenny's only seen something once, possibly Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, like All the Worlds, classic.
That's cool.
What?
Yeah.
What? Jenny's not very impressed.
Not impressed. Sorry. I'm being a little facetious. It's a good movie. It's fun. And I like I said, I love the soundtrack and it looks great.
I mean, I would agree that some of what you said makes sense, but I don't think you go into that film expecting a deep, like Kramer versus Kramer or something, a deep analysis of a relationship.
No, you know what I think it is? I think at a certain point I had seen it like 5 or 6 times, and so after that amount of times of seeing it, I actually like really sat and like I watched it. I was like, this movie doesn't make any sense.
You started going, why the hell does she like him so much?
Yeah, like literally, what has she seen him?
Well, I've only seen it about 40 times, so I haven't noticed that yet. And I've only seen it live with Danny Elfman being there about 4 times. So
and then
I wouldn't have noticed.
And then the next time you see it, you're gonna be thinking about what I said, and I'm gonna ruin it for you.
When I'm watching it live and someone's possibly Catherine O'Hara singing Sally's song and I'm shouting boo, boo.
Why do you like him? Leave him, girl.
Sally's song is like one of the best songs ever. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And the last time I saw it live, Phoebe Bridgers was singing it. And the first time I saw that song being performed live, it was Helena Bonham Carter singing it. Which is kind of weird.
It is interesting.
So Elaine's just talking about Stephen King again. Just picked up Skeleton Crew and Night Shift for $1.40. That's cool.
Good deal. Very good deal.
Night Shift was the first Stephen King book I ever read, and I was 14, I think, or 15.
I don't remember the first Stephen King book I read.
Isn't The Mist in Skeleton Crew?
Is it?
Is it?
I've read Skeleton Crew, but I don't think I've read The Mist.
Thought it was. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's in another one. I thought it was in that one. I can't remember which one it's in.
Yeah. I can't remember either.
I don't know. I am a total Stephen King neophyte, but my recollection was that Mist was in a volume that had like 4 Stephen King novellas, one of which was Mist.
Well, I know he had 4 Past Midnight, which had 4 novellas in it, but the Mist.
Oh, there wasn't in 4 Past Midnight,
yeah.
and it's not in different seasons.
Hold on. We have Google.
I'm gonna look it up. Yeah.
It was first published as part of the Dark Forces anthology, and then included in Skeleton Crew. Yeah, that's right. Okay,
I get 20 points.
there you go. You got it.
I get a Stephen King badge. Well, that actually brings us to a question. Do you guys want to do a horror trivia game?
Yeah, I could do it for a little while.
I have a bit.
Yeah.
You up for that? Dave, you two compete. I can't compete because I'll have the answers in front of me. Should we do 10 questions?
Yeah, I'm good.
And then
You guys are going
to
kill me in this, but
you can. Well, not necessarily.
I think it's just Halloween, like general holiday. It's not like like movie trivia.
It's all sorts of horror stuff. It's like reality stuff, myths and films and stuff as well. All sorts of things. Quite a nice little pack I've got here. So
yeah, let's go for it.
So you'll have to. How are you going to do this? How are we going to?
Do you want to just like rotate back and forth, and then we have like a chance to steal if the other one gets it wrong?
Okay. So Dave,
I'm going to get killed in this.
What ghost is famously said to haunt the White House? Is it Benjamin Franklin, James Geddes, or Abraham Lincoln?
Nick, are you laughing because it's ridiculous or because I should know?
No, I'm laughing because I have my own answer that's a joke answer that I can't say.
Who are they? Ben Franklin? Who else? Abraham
Benjamin
Lincoln?
Franklin,
Who?
James Geddes, or Abraham Lincoln?
Oh, I don't know. Ben Franklin.
No. What about which one do you think it is?
I was gonna guess Ben Franklin, but I'll guess the second guy who I've never heard of.
James Geddes.
Yes.
Yes, Gettysburg, isn't it?
Ah, okay, yeah, makes sense. Is it him?
No, you're both wrong. It's Abraham Lincoln.
Okay.
All right, next question. This goes to Nick first. This is, I don't know if this is easy. It's probably easy. What are a group of witches called?
The Coven.
Oh.
Yeah, that's easy. Sorry about that. So you got a point. We'll treat the guest really nicely, even though he slagged off Nightmare Before Christmas.
All those people that subscribed to me before unsubscribed once I gave them.
All right, let's see if you can get this. I'll just tell you, Dave, that when I was mentioning this before, Nick couldn't get this question a minute ago. Before you like backstage. Name the 3 actresses who played the witches in the film The Witches of Eastwick.
Oh God.
See, I knew this one.
Yeah, and of course you know this one. I can't remember. Not awful. I can't remember. I don't know.
Yes. I've never seen it. I can tell you I DNF'd the book after 10 pages.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Was that John Irving?
John Updike.
John Updike. That's it. That was Cher, Michelle Pfeiffer.
I knew Cher was one of them.
And Susan Sarandon, isn't it? I've lost the...
that sounds about right.
I've lost the card.
Like, Cher popped in my head, but I didn't want to make myself sound stupid. So it's...
Some of these are well easy. All right, okay, Nick. I'll give you this one, which might be.
Is that all trick-or-treaters I hear there, Nick?
I don't. It's some kind of teenage hooligans. I don't
know. they just want some chocolate. That's all they want.
Yeah.
Then they'll go away. Oh shit! I've lost all my cards. Right, Nick. What is the modern name for the ancient Egyptian funerary text which contains spells intended to assist a dead man's journey through the underworld?
I should know this. In fact, I'm positive I do know this in my brain somewhere. Because I want to just say like the Book of the Dead.
Oh my God, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
It seemed too easy. I almost said Necronomicon.
That's good. That is good. Right, Dave. What celestial event is said to increase the power of a spell?
I don't know. Full moon.
Yeah.
All right.
Full moon. You're both doing really well.
I should have said that with confidence. What you should do is you should don't look at the screen and put one of those cards up so we can read it to you and see if you
okay, we can do that.
Put the card up on the screen.
I'll find one.
Don't look.
So this is random.
Okay. Oh, perfect.
You read it, Nick.
What is the name? I'll hold it back a little bit, Gareth.
No, that's too close.
And scooch it over to the. Oh God, we didn't think this through. No, the other way.
You had it good when you started. Now you messed it up.
Just pull it back. Pull it back a little bit more.
To your left, Gareth. A little bit more.
What is the name of the eerie Cornish, I guess, not Gothic novel by Daphne du Maurier? And hold it up a little bit taller. The name of the eerie Cornish pub in Daphne du Maurier's Gothic novel. So the
Jamaica Inn.
Jamaica Inn, yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Nice.
What novel is that from?
It's from Jamaica Inn.
Oh, it's the name of it is Jamaica Inn? Okay.
Yeah, it's the name of the book.
I haven't read any du Maurier. I should. I want to read Rebecca.
Yeah, well, now I've read The Birds. I'm going to go for... I've got Jamaica Inn up in my loft. I can read it, so I will read that, I think. This is an easy one, Dave. What was Dr. Frankenstein's first name?
Easy.
Is it?
He's struggling.
Victor.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. This one is really easy for English people, but I don't know if it's easy for Americans, right? Because this was a thing we used to sing in the playground.
Okay.
As kids. So, Ring a Ring of Roses is a nursery rhyme that describes the symptoms of what tragic disease?
Oh, yeah, Ring Around the Rosy, pocket full of posies, ashes to ashes, we all fall down. I want to say I'm gonna get it wrong because I think it's supposed to be some kind of like more communicable disease, but I think is it tuberculosis?
No, it's the Great Plague.
I almost just said a plague. I was trying to think of something too specific.
Do you want to do another one for me?
Yeah, we'll do one for you.
Do that one.
Leave it right there. Nope. Back where you were. Back where you were.
Further back.
To your left. To your left, Gareth.
Left and up a little bit. There you go.
There you go.
Oh, I would have gotten this one.
What is the name of the English actor famous for his appearances as Baron Frankenstein in the Hammer horror films?
Peter Cushing?
Yes.
Oh.
Nice. He was in loads of Hammer films, so it's quite easy. But he was really good, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Okay. This is hard, but yeah, I'll do this one because Nick might know this. I don't know. Which country's folklore tells of a mischievous, single-legged black elf-like creature called Saki, who carries out pranks and tricks in and around farms? Is it Portugal, India, or Brazil?
I don't know. What was the
Do you know, Dave?
What was the name of
You don't know this, Nick?
Idiot.
It is a world of difference between this and knowing Victor Frankenstein's
Yeah, that's true. Which country's folklore tells of a mischievous single-legged black elf-like creature? Should we see if anyone knows it in the chat?
Yeah.
No one knows it.
Yeah, Chad. What are you
It's
saying?
Brazil.
No Googling. No Brazil. Okay.
Brazil. Right. So going back to the easy ones, Dave. This
Yeah.
is easy, Dave. All right.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you this is easy.
I love it when you preface them with that.
No pressure now.
Who wrote the musical The Rocky Horror Show?
Wrote it.
He also played Riff Raff, the butler guy.
I don't know.
Do you know, Nick?
Nick, you know?
I'm trying to remember Riff Raff's name, the actor's name.
He's been in loads of other things as well. He tends to play villains.
It's been
That's
so
some
long since
good
I've looked at,
questions.
like, the cast list of Rocky Horror Picture Show. O'Brien, something O'Brien.
Yeah,
What's it? What is it?
Richard O'Brien.
Richard O'Brien.
Yeah, well done.
Yeah,
Nice.
I didn't realize he wrote it. If you didn't say that it was Riff Raff, I wouldn't have gotten it.
Yeah, that's why I thought I'd throw in the extra clue. Dave,
Yeah.
what medieval torture device consisted of a metal coffin containing sharp spikes?
I know this one.
What is that called?
It's also a very famous band named themselves after it. Oh,
It's not called the Bemis.
no, I
Iron
said a
Maiden.
famous band.
Oh, Iron Maiden. Right.
Iron Maiden. Right, this is one for Nick, just for an excuse to talk about it. You know this. I know you know this. I'm pretty sure we talked about this in Desert Island Flicks.
Okay.
This is a great opportunity to talk about it. What army from beyond the grave does Jason defeat in the movie Jason and the Argonauts?
Oh, the name of the army. Well, it's like just a skeleton army. Do they have
Yeah.
a name?
Yeah, the Skeleton Army. One of the
Army, yeah.
greatest 4 minutes of cinema
Yeah.
history.
Yeah, that's a great sequence. They're great Ray Harryhausen stop motion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember that, Dave?
No, I haven't seen that.
You haven't seen Jason and the Argonauts?
No.
Even if you just like go online, go on YouTube, and just search for like Jason versus the Skeleton Army, it's a hoot. It's like
It's crazy because it's
Yeah.
what was it, is it the late 50s or early 60s?
I think it was 60s.
Yeah, so it was like 1960, 61, 62, it was really early 60s. And it's stop motion animation, but it's obviously blended with the actors, and it just looks like they're fighting these skeletons. It's amazing.
1963. If you've ever seen Army of Darkness, the third Evil Dead movie, obviously direct homage to Jason and the Argonauts.
Right here, I don't know whose turn it is, but I'm going to give it to Dave. Who wrote the popular Twilight series of vampire-themed novels?
A hack.
Meyer. Stephanie Meyer.
Stephanie Meyer, absolutely. Shall I do another one?
Give me one more.
I'll pick one randomly.
Oh, it's upside down.
Upside down, man.
Oh, this is another Hammer one. Oh, you're gonna get this one.
You read it, Nick.
Which sinister character did the English actor Christopher Lee famously play in a number of Hammer horror films?
Dracula.
Yeah.
Count Dracula. Okay, cool. Should we leave it there?
Give Nick one more, and then we got to catch up on
All right, Nick, one more. Oh, I like this.
All right.
Originating from the German for double walker, what is the name given to a paranormal double of a person?
Doppelganger.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a nice little set of cards, this.
Yeah, it's fun. It's good. I like that it's not just like movies or like books. It's like a little bit of
Yeah, it could be anything. Yeah, anything related to horror. There we go. I'll take my glasses off. That shows you that the quiz has ended. Hopefully, we've had some people join in and get involved.
I believe it was I believe it was a tied shared victory by all three of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't very good at actually.
That's very gracious.
But we all did well. We should all be proud of ourselves.
As we should.
Right, so I think you've had some words of encouragement. Hold on.
Where we were.
Apparently, even Winston Churchill saw the Lincoln ghost.
Lincoln go there.
What room does he haunt? I don't know.
It's just weird that Lincoln would haunt the White House. That's not where he died. Like that's not how. That's not. I mean, ghosts. You know.
Yeah, I think he'd haunt the theatre, wouldn't
They would the Ford Theater. You know.
Come on, Dave. Got some cheerleaders. It's okay, Dave.
Oh, Gareth, I think your mic, like something happened to your mic. Your audio.
This happens to him every show, Nick.
Oh, yeah. Me and Dave made a decision backstage weeks ago that to make it more interesting, around this time people start flagging and getting bored, so we thought we'd mess around with my sound.
All right.
Yeah, don't lose.
Did you?
Shall I hit it? Shall I see if it works? Is that better?
No.
Remember the Mummy?
Oh.
It's a good book. What's a good book? That might be The Witches of Eastwick. Oh no, did you make it in? I've got some people randomly singing outside. I live on the main road and I get some strange people walking past sometimes, but I reckon they're having a good Halloween night.
Good for them.
Iron Maiden.
Maiden, yeah.
That's the trouble with doing a public quiz, isn't it? Go,
which one? Which one is she talking about?
That was been the Iron Maiden. Say again?
The uncultured ass one was after Jason and the Argonauts.
Oh, right.
Yeah. Victory for Team Booktube. Yeah, so that was fun. We'll talk about biscuits after Nick's gone because Nick can't contribute to the conversation.
I cannot. Yeah. I've actually got to unfortunately head out. I got to pick up my partner. She's ready to come home. So
he's got real things to do on Halloween, unlike us.
What are you reading next, Nick?
So I am finishing up my reread of Something Wicked This Way Comes right now.
Yeah.
One of my favorites. Beautiful book, and
we're about to do that, right?
Yeah.
It's one that gets me more each time I read it as I get older. And then after that, I don't really know. Right now, I'm on the path to 100 books in the year, which is my first time ever achieving that mark. I've only got 12 books left after this one, so should be pretty easy. 6 books November, 6 books December. I'm just gonna be grabbing whatever's on my shelf that's unread, which is plenty. So
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and
are you gonna do a video about Something Wicked This Way Comes?
I'm not sure if I'm gonna do something dedicated to it. I gotta see how I feel just once it's done, and if I have enough to say to like contribute to the conversation, or if there's just anything interesting I've got cooking around that I want to, commit to memory. But maybe at the very least it'll be in my monthly wrap up. So yeah, we'll see.
That's cool. We are, because I'm doing the Ray Bradbury deep dive where I'm reading every book.
Oh, nice.
And Dave has always said when I get to Something Wicked This Way Comes, we'll do it together.
Yeah.
So
he's got way more books than I like you think, because like there's the big hits that everyone knows about, and then there's a ton of stuff that's out of print. So
yeah.
I haven't come anywhere close. I also recently read I Sing the Body Electric for the first time this past month. So catching up. And also, if you like Ray Bradbury, EC Comics did a lot of unofficial and official adaptations of Ray Bradbury short stories in their horror comics back in the 50s. Collections of those can be found. And I highly recommend them because this is another great way to get people involved in comics. If you like Ray Bradbury, seek out those old EC comics. Not the originals because they're hundreds of dollars, but the reprints, which are much more affordable.
You have any right there you want to flash real quick?
I Yes, give me 1 second. I gotta grab it from the other room.
Yeah.
Now they're on my radar. I know they exist, but I've never seen them around. So I don't know
Or
how
EC Comics.
available they are.
All right.
EC Comics, such a unfortunate casual.
So this is an extreme example because this is a collection of every single one of those stories.
Oh.
So this is called Home to Stay, the complete Ray Bradbury EC stories. It is an oversized.
Gareth. Look at that, Gareth.
It is oversized. It's black and white reprints of every comic that EC Comics ever did that was based on a Ray Bradbury story. See if I can get.
Look at Gareth's face. Look at his face.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. Yeah.
Look at these end papers, man. Like, oh, so good. Just,
I think it's an eBay job rather than finding it in a shop, isn't it?
this is still in print. This is available through Fantagraphics.
Okay.
Got a bit of a price tag on it, but it's premium, so it's $75. But it's everything. So once you have it, you have everything, and you don't need to search anymore for it. And you've got artwork here by Frank Frazetta, Reed Crandall, Jack Davis, just like Wally Wood, Johnny Craig, the whole, Murderer's Row. So if you love Ray Bradbury, this is the shit right here. You want to get this.
Yeah. So Frazetta did some of the did the artwork for some of the whole stories in there?
I believe Frazetta did some assisting work for Al Williamson. I don't know that Frazetta has a full story. He didn't do a lot of full comics, but he worked in the same studio. He and Al Williamson and Roy Krenkel all kind of worked together and helped each other. So Frazetta did filling in details for them.
Yeah.
Well, Jack Davis is a guy that ended up being one of the Mad Magazine regulars.
Yeah.
And that's because Mad Magazine was a spin-off of EC Comics, wasn't it?
Yes, it was their horror title. I'm sorry, it was their comedy title.
Yeah.
And it was started by Harvey Kurtzman, who is brilliant. And Jack Davis was also heavily contributing there. Jack Davis also did a lot for their horror comics as well. He's an incredible artist.
And also Harvey Kurtzman was Terry Gilliam's first boss, wasn't he?
Was he?
Yeah, he did some work for Harvey Kurtzman before he did his own stuff and did the TV stuff and that.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
All right.
When he was younger. We must have talked about Terry Gilliam on our Desert Island Flicks, did we?
I don't think so because I've not seen a lot of Terry Gilliam movies.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, believe it or not.
So you need to see Brazil anyway.
I need to rewatch Brazil. I watched it once, when I was in high school. I didn't get it. So, but
have you seen The Fisher King?
No.
Yeah, you got to see that. And Time Bandits. See those three.
Yeah. Okay, will do. All right, I do gotta go, guys.
All right, Nick.
It was a pleasure. No, it's so brilliant having you on, Nick.
Thanks for coming, man.
You got it. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you later. So yeah, he's
Time Bandit. The Time Bandits. Go ahead.
Yeah, Time Bandits, Dave. Time Bandits.
That's the one you're going to throw in there for him as a must-watch.
You're such a plonker. Did you notice that Nick said right at the end he's leaving because he's embarrassed about not loving Nightmare Before Christmas?
Wow, right. That's literally the first time you've kicked somebody out of the studio.
Yeah, it was all about timing. I thought it'd be funny.
Oh.
These are the biscuits I have today. So
yes,
these are Tipo Hobnob. So they're called Oties.
And
so they're basically crumbly, Hobnob, but they're not McVitie's. So these are by.
Are they they're not technically hobnobs? They're like copycat hobnobs.
Yeah, copycat hobnobs. So they're from Belmont Biscuits. So these are half the price.
Have you had those before?
Yeah, they're very nice. They're not quite as sweet, so there's a slight change in the taste, but the oatiness is there obviously, and they are nice. So I think they're possibly better for a diabetic. I'm not sure. There's probably not a lot in it, to be fair. And they're vegetarian, if you're interested.
Oh, okay.
You see that?
I'll have to check and see if they have those at the
But yeah, they are
at the
nice.
British store over
So
here.
that's what I'll be opening up in a minute.
Okay.
Have you got anything?
Yeah, I've got these. These are unusual ones for me, but they sounded pretty good. I always get my cookies. Like lately, I've always keep getting them at the same place. But these are um, all butter shortbread sandwich cookies with raspberry filling.
Wow.
I don't usually eat a lot of like fruit cookies, but these sounded pretty interesting for some reason. So
I
I'll
nearly
let you
bought
know.
some sandwich biscuits with me actually, but I thought I'd go with these because these are in the house already, so I don't have to buy an extra. But that's pretty good. So if you tell me what they're like, I'll open these up.
Yeah. No, Bubs, I don't think you can have this, Bubs. I don't know if this has any. That's a problem with her. I never know. Sometimes it's just like strange things that are like toxic to them, and so I never know. You know, oh man, there goes your audio again. We got to get you a new phone.
That's weird, isn't it? I don't know why it happens.
Let's see, milk.
Danny Alfred did a thing on Instagram and TikTok today where he's singing to his dog about how he doesn't like.
That's really bad.
Oh, okay, that's right.
You just let everybody look at your pretty face.
Wow, that's why you do that. You just said shut up.
Ooh.
Well, you just said shut up now. So I don't want to hear anything from you.
All right, let's see. All butter shortbread. Let's see. How's the Odie? Good. Mmm.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's good. Am I back on? Do I still sound funny?
What?
Do I still sound funny?
Yeah.
Do I amuse you? You think I'm funny?
This one's worse than usual, actually.
It's worse than usual. It's Halloween, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Sometimes you just sound like a chipmunk, but this is like, I'm going to have another one of these. These are like really good, actually.
Now we could just do an hour of us just eating biscuits without saying anything. Jenny will still be here.
I'm not sure if you can have these, Bub, so I'm going to get you one of yours, okay? I'm going to get you one of yours. Olive, what does Olive have tonight? We haven't had these in a while. Olive hasn't had these in a while. Olive has Bits. Bits.
What?
Tasty chicken
Bits.
recipe. Bits. Yeah, you haven't had these in a while, right?
Nothing complete in that packet.
Can you handle these now? Now you're not getting all upset anymore about the trick-or-treaters? She got herself all worked up before, I think. Gave herself a stomachache. All right. Yeah? You good? How's that? We got to catch up on some comments here, man.
Yeah, I'll go and read them out. Do I still sound stupid?
What?
Do I still sound bad?
You still sound bad. Maybe kick yourself out.
Well, does it help when I do that? I'll go out and come back in if it helps.
The times you've done that, it cleared up immediately. Now, sometimes it clears up without you doing that, obviously, but it seems like it clears it up every time when you do it, it clears up right away.
You can't
do
the comments though.
I can't.
Well, wait for a comment where you can chat for a minute and I'll disappear.
I can talk badly about you though. While you're...
Yeah, you can slag me off. Oh, that tariff. Oh. I hate him.
Jack.
No popcorn.
Listen, no popcorn. No, I could have made popcorn. I forgot. Maybe we'll save that if we go watch Exorcist 3 tonight. We'll make some. You want to have some? I shouldn't say it because you're gonna want it now.
Does she know the word?
Shit. Oh yeah. She loves it. She loved the popcorn. She loves it. It's one of her favorite snacks. And I don't even feel bad sharing it with her because it's like so low calorie. You know what I mean? So it's like pretty healthy snack.
Yeah, I think my dog's like popcorn. I've got to be careful now with Chico. I can't give him adult food now. And even some of the treats, he gets really upset and he freaks out. And he's like, I don't know, I think there's something wrong with his digestive system because he's like really weird sometimes when he eats the wrong thing.
Huh.
So I actually said to my wife, can we not give him food now? Because she'll go upstairs and then I'll see him go completely mad, like walking briskly back and forth the room, yelping like crazy. It was just horrible. Just thinking, And it's because he's not digesting his own properly.
Huh.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
He's getting old. Don't do adult things, Constance. Chill and procrastinate. It's fun.
Laundry.
Yeah, like he's prompting on my silly voice. No adulting after 7. Johnson never adult. Never adult. Procrastinate all week.
I need to remember to put up some of the videos. The inflatable T-Rex suit.
To talk about. Do you want me to disappear and you can talk about Jenny in an inflatable T-Rex suit?
Yeah, because I have a story to tell about that actually.
All right, how do I do this?
There you go. So this is what was happening today. I'm happy you mentioned that, Jenny, because I was outside. So I drive a Jeep, and hardtop on my Jeep, like the storm, like picked it up and smashed it, and so like the window smashed. So I'm like in the middle of replacing. I bought all the parts, and I got to replace the window and like the wiper and the struts and everything that goes with that. So I'm outside and I'm like power washing this thing, and I live right on the other side of the fence of an elementary school. And all of a sudden the Halloween music goes on, and I realize they're going to do the parade. So I'm like, all right, I don't know if this power wash is really loud. I don't know if this is going to bother everybody. So let me turn this off. I'll pause while they're doing their parade. So then I just went and I sat on the wall and watched. I love watching all the little kids in their costumes. There was a lot of those. I think that's like a big thing now. There's a guy that does the Instagram T-Rex reels in one of those things. I forget his name. He's really funny. But there was also the show Last Man on Earth, where he was like going around in that thing. I think before they were like big, and that's like that's like a really funny costume. I love that costume with the like the dinosaur. That one and the alien one. It's kind of like the same thing where like it looks like it's an alien kidnapping you, but like it's your body coming out, but your feet are actually like underneath the alien. So it's like looks like the alien's running away with got you kidnapped. I think maybe he doesn't know how to get back on. I better look at the make sure he's not in trouble here. Hold on. No, I don't say anything. All right, so he'll probably be back. He'll be back. So yeah, those are funny. What did I see? I saw a lot. I did at the door, and I guess in the parade too. I saw a bunch of Spider-Mans. I don't know if the Spider-Man is making a comeback. All right, go ahead, talk.
Okay, am I back?
Oh wow, it's still there.
Oh my god.
No, wait. Keep talking. It's like going back and forth.
Okay, has it come back? Maybe now. Go back. Do I have to just because what I did, I took myself out of the stage, but what I could do just go out of the whole program and come back in.
No, now you're normal again.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if it has something to do with distance because you just went back and forth, and maybe.
Do you think? Yeah, it helps. I could try that next time it goes funny.
Yeah. No, now you sound perfect. Yeah, we were just talking about the that it seems to be very in now that what Jenny was talking about the inflatable T-Rex suits.
Yeah.
where right, like those were big. I live right next to the elementary school, so I was actually watching the parade of the kids today,
All right.
and there was a lot of them that had that inflatable T-Rex suit, and
I,
one of
I
like
love the suits you can wear where you look like you're in a bin or someone's carrying you or you're on the back
yeah
of an ostrich or something. I like those kind of
yeah
suits.
yeah. There's the alien one too. You know the alien one that's like big, where it looks like the alien's running, kidnapping you. You know that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
I think
remember.
they're great.
Did you ever see that show, Last Man on Earth,
No.
with what was his name, Will Forte from Saturday Night Live?
I was told to watch that by
Yeah,
someone in the
that's one of
band.
those. Yeah, that's one of those shows. It was canceled way too soon. That
Yeah.
was. I mean, it was ridiculous. You got to have like our kind of appetite for it,
Oh
but if you
no,
do,
it
it
wasn't.
was
It was
good.
my mate Gary that suggested it. He's someone I work with that I'm going on holiday with next year. He said I should watch it. Yeah.
You'll get a kick out of it. You should watch
Yeah.
it. You'll get a kick
I'll try
out
and find it. It must be on something accessible if he's seen it. So yeah. I was wondering actually because you were saying about X. I was wondering where I'd see it. If I'd see it on Netflix or Amazon Prime or something like
See,
that.
they're all different for you. I think I saw it on Max here, but that means it's
If it
probably
was on
not.
Max, that might be a Disney Plus over here.
Okay.
Oh no, Max, HBO Max. Max is HBO, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that should be Sky Movies, it's like Sky Atlantic show those. So don't know. I'll have to have a look later.
Yeah. Let me
Let's
see
catch
what.
up on some comments. We need an external microphone. Yeah, I could try that. I'm always using the phone one. I could try it.
Yeah, I bet that would make a big difference. I bet that
Yeah,
would.
I've got one actually, so I could try it. I'll do it on a test stream, or maybe once we peter out, we run out of things to say. I could try it.
Yeah,
that-
over here. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, go on.
Over here, X is on Max and Hoopla.
Hoopla.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I've never used Hoopla.
Someone might
So.
say in the chat where it is over here. I don't know. I've got a few Brits in here, I think. Diane says popcorn.
Popcorn.
Oh, Diane's
Yeah,
going.
later.
Bye, Diane. Thanks for popping in.
All right. See you, Dan.
I'm saying goodbye. Anybody see standalone American Horror Stories? I think that is.
No, I haven't. But that's
I
a
never
good
watched
question.
the American Horror Stories series.
Well, I watched them. My wife and I watched them early on, but then we just kind of. It's not that we didn't like them, but we just fell out of them and stopped watching it. But always one of those things I always meant to go back to. But I didn't know they had little standalone.
I wanted to
stories.
watch True Blood. I never got around to watching that.
Oh, vampire one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't
That's
watched
supposed
that.
to be really good, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh, have you started? I didn't start it yet, but Daryl Dixon just started back up. Have you been watching it? Is it good?
Yeah, I think it's brilliant. We're only a couple of episodes in
Okay.
the second season,
Yeah.
but yeah, it's brilliant.
So it's still just as good as the first season so far?
Yeah, the first episode, was it the first episode? One of the episodes, the main focus was Carol trying to find him, and that was really good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I
God,
think
what
it
is
says. Go on.
you talk about character evolution. What a story hers is, right? I mean, it's one of the most
Yeah, it's funny
amazing
actually because Frank Darabont directed The Mist. There's a few actors that end up in The Walking Dead in that as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Melissa McBride, Carol, she's in it in a bit part, and she's basically playing an early version of Carol in it. And the woman Laurie Holden, who was what was her name? She was the investigative journalist who kept wanting to have a gun, and the guy wouldn't let her have a gun, and she was like on Shane's side a lot, and she got involved with the governor. Oh, what was her name?
Yeah.
And she met Michonne first before anyone else did.
Yeah, the blonde girl.
Yeah,
What was her?
can't remember her name. Apparently, she
I
hooks
can't.
up with
Oh, Andrea. Yeah,
Andrea.
Andrea.
Yes, yeah, she hooks up
Yeah.
with Rick in the magazine in the graphic novel
Oh, does she really?
instead of Michonne. Yeah, yeah.
Ah.
I don't think Michonne does at all in the character. I haven't got that far in it, but I think
Okay.
that's one of the things they changed. But
Yeah.
she was in it. She was really good in it, and there's someone else from the show in it as well. Oh, the guy that played oh shit, what's his name? The kind of the moral compass before Herschel was there, like during the whole farm thing. He was one of the original guys,
Oh yeah, the older guy. What
the
was
one that
his
wouldn't
name?
give Andrea a gun.
Yeah.
Oh, what's his name? But he was he was in the Green
It's like
Mile as well, I think.
Frank or something.
Uh,
It wasn't
so he's
Frank.
been in some Frank Darabont stuff anyway. Can't remember his name. Come on, Jenny. What's his
Jenny.
name?
Come on, Jenny. His name wasn't Frank.
I don't know. It wasn't Frank. Dale.
Dale.
That's it.
That's what it was.
Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I loved all that stuff.
That's why we have a
I'm
producer.
going to read the first 8 issues of The Walking Dead before, like next month, like as in November. I'm going to do a video about the first 8.
I was going to say, you start a new series.
well, it's to do with the banned books thing because The Walking Dead was banned.
Oh, I didn't know that. Where?
Yeah. So
in the U.S.
Yeah. Obviously, nobody else banned stuff.
Yeah,
that's not true. That's not true.
Was it banned in the UK?
No, it's not banned in the UK. You can get it in most shops. And I don't know if it's banned. It's probably banned in some schools. You know, it's like one of those things, isn't it? That they come up on these lists, and when you see where they're banned, it's like, oh, okay, they're banned there. But I'm going to do those. And there's a really good graphic novel that I read ages ago called Blankets.
Yeah, I haven't read that.
That's really good. But that was banned for sexual content.
Oh,
it's not very rude. It's nowhere near as rude as the ones that you've looked at. You know.
Yeah. Well.
So I'm going to read. So I'm going to do a video on that as well. So I'm going to do a few graphic novel based things for this band project as well. And Saga. I'll be reading some more of Saga. So I've got the first 4 issues of Saga.
Like the volumes, the trades. Yeah. I got to start that over. I got the first 2 like deluxe volumes,
right? The big ones,
which are nice. Yeah. But I made it like halfway through the second one. I got to start over again. That's the great thing about comics is like you don't really mind like when you got to like you're gonna keep going. You got to start over and read like because you know what I mean. You can read them a bunch of times. Okay.
yeah. No, I thought that. One thing. Oh, where is it? I was going to ask you about. I was going to read this.
Yeah.
And is that the one that's in 2 parts?
There's 2 volumes. Yeah, I mean it was originally single issue, but it's in 2 trades. There's 12 issues altogether, so there's 2 trades of 6.
Oh yeah, so this is 6.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, so that's 6 issues, and then volume 2 is the other 6 issues.
Right.
And,
so I'm going to read this. I was going to buy the second one, but we didn't actually. Yesterday, when I had this spending money when we went to London, and we didn't actually go in any Waterstones, which is really weird. So I was expecting to find stuff like that in Waterstones, but we went in loads of like secondhand bookshops and stuff.
Oh.
So
yeah, you'll need the second one. I mean, those 2 volumes are the complete story, but it's not like it's not, a lot of times the first 6 issues, a lot of times each 6 issues is an arc. There's not really any arc in this. It's like you got to read all 12. It's one story, one arc.
Yeah, but I like that idea. I don't like the idea. The one thing that puts me off about graphic novels is having to buy loads and loads and loads of them to because I wouldn't even bother with Walking Dead if I didn't love it so much.
Yeah,
but because there's loads, isn't there? But
no, it's nice being able to complete the story without going on forever. But
Jenny says the graphic novel was pretty different from the show. Yeah, there's loads of characters. I know some of the differences, but I wanted to I wanted to read them after the show had finished, so I feel like I can do that now. So yeah, that's cool. Jim's here.
Hey,
He said,
Jim.
"Hi all, hi all, hey Jim, hi Jenny, hi Jim." I've got the first issue of Y the Last Man. You like Brian Cable,
Yeah.
don't you? Have you got Y the Last Man?
I do have Y the Last Man. I have the complete set, but I haven't read it all yet. I've only read like 2 of the volumes.
Is it good?
So it's another one I got to start over. Yeah. It was good. It's another one I got to start over.
Yeah, I've got the first one. I haven't got any more. Again, there's loads in there.
There's not that many. I think it's 5 trades, 5 or 6
okay.
trades.
And then it's finished. Story's
and then
finished.
it's finished. It doesn't go on for forever. And
That's cool.
yeah. But there was a Hulu show, Y the Last Man, that got canceled. I didn't see it. It got canceled. And I think it's not even on Hulu anymore. I think I don't even know if I can watch it now.
Well, Jim says
like
100 issues. Does that mean 100 issues, but the trade paperbacks you can buy are a bunch of them together, right?
Yeah, they have. Yeah, hold on, I'll show you.
Yeah, because I've got one of those. I wouldn't like the idea of buying 100 of those, but if it's, that they contain many of them. While he's getting the book, Jim, while you're there, I was going to try and get some money together. I was going to see if I could sell some books to see if you were up for me paying for a design from you for my channel. So and make like a t-shirt design maybe for my channel. I wanted a picture of me saying "Stay curious." So let me know if you like that idea. Because
you trying to get Jim to make you merch?
Yeah, well, and to change my so my thing that I've had since I started the picture of me reading a book.
Yeah.
I'll fancy changing it because I've had that for ages, and I'd like the idea of having a picture connected to "Stay curious" because it's my little catchphrase.
Yeah.
So let me know, Jim, if you're up for it.
Yeah, I guess there is a lot. I was thinking because I have these deluxe ones, so that's why. There's 5 of these. There's 5 of these trades,
right?
But these are actually pretty big. These are like deluxe trades.
I've got one of those. I've got the first ones. How many issues are in there then?
Yeah. So
is it like 12 or something?
It must be like 12. Yeah. Let me see. Give me 1 second. 1 second.
Yeah. Jim says there's. Oh, sorry. I was looking there. Jim says there's 100 single issues.
This is. Why doesn't it say? Oh yeah. So this is 10. I don't think it's 100.
So Jimmy's up for it, which is great, and thank you. But I want to pay you, so I need to get some money together. But if you want to sketch things, if you've got a moment and stuff like that, that'd be cool. And then Jenny says he mocks you, and then he asks a favor. I think Jim knows I love him to death. It's all good. The water off the dog's back. No, Jim's awesome. I mean, I haven't got the story in my head, but I've got this sort of dream of doing a graphic novel with Jim. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah,
it'd be good, wouldn't it? Like a self-published graphic novel.
Yeah,
but don't tell him. But I think that'd be a good idea.
Jim, I'm gonna challenge you, Jim. I think there's 50 issues. I don't think there's 100.
Oh,
100 single issues. Because this was the other trades, right? These are the thinner ones, right? They're 5 issues.
Oh, okay, I think I've got one of them actually.
This is issues 1 through 5, but they put out these deluxe ones, which are 10 issues. So this one here is 1 through 10, and there is 5 of these, so that's 50. So I'm not unless there was like a whole nother run or something that I don't know about.
So Jenny says, make it cheeky. I think she's trying to make like he wants. So he draws some sort of cheeky picture of me, like some sort of naughty model or something.
I mean, there's a lot of possibilities there. Because, you always talk about not wearing pants, so he could do like one of you like in a diaper.
Yeah.
That would be make it cheeky, Jim.
Well, Jim can draw saucy things. It's got to be said.
That's true. That's true. He does.
Yeah.
He does.
So I'm going to read this as well. So I think I'm pretty sure you've read this. Hold on. I'm probably going to read this tomorrow.
The Long Halloween, yeah. Okay. I haven't read it, but I keep telling myself I got to read it.
Yeah.
You're going to read it tomorrow?
Yeah, I think so, because I've had it. I was meant to read it all week, and I think, I'm now in a new month. So, I was trying to get through loads of the occult detective magazine. So now, I've done my wrap up. So,
Nude with his guitar. I don't know about that. I mean,
you like my average
nude
gig?
Diaper. We'll put him in a diaper. I don't think we wanted nude.
Now that's an extra fetish. That is me in a diaper. That's worse than me naked, Dave. Filthy man. So Dave fantasizes that I'm a baby.
So I read, because it was, speaking of graphic novels, I read this. I just found this out in the wild, actually. So I read this because it's Halloween season, The Possessed.
Nice.
And I was all excited about this when I saw it, because it's Jeff Johns wrote it. You know Jeff Johns?
Another name. What's he written?
Yeah, so he's written a lot, but he became like a major force at DC Comics. He did a lot of superhero stuff. And so he basically completely resurrected like Green Lantern. Like the Green Lantern comic was like dead. Like that character was almost toast. And he came in and he wrote like this whole new mythology and Green Lantern Corps and other lanterns. I mean, he totally turned it around. And then he became like the creative director at DC Comics, and he did a lot of big things for a number of characters that weren't like that, like Aquaman and stuff. Number of characters that were dying. He turned a lot around, and then he ended up being producing a lot of the shows. There's all those shows.
What the DC shows, like
the DC shows, like Flash and Arrow, Superman, Lois, and
I watched
all those. So he did. I mean, he was instrumental in a lot of that stuff. Now I think he's focusing on some more independent stuff. But I mean, it's like, and his writing is phenomenal, like in the superhero world, like great writer. There's a reason that he has such a big impact. So I saw this and I was like, oh, I never heard of this before. I saw this. I'm like, oh my God, this was by Jeff Johns. I was like, all excited. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. It's like perfect for Halloween time. But, it wasn't very good. I was shocked.
Oh no.
Yeah, but I realized this was in 2004. So it was probably like one of the first things he ever did.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm sure he was just getting started. So that's why. I mean, it was all right, but it was about the art was pretty decent. I'm trying to find some good stuff to show you. Kind of like racy style art, but it's like it's about a team of like these are all people that were possessed at one time and got free of the demons and they're no longer possessed. So they are ex-possessed people that are now like a team of exorcists, basically, that go and like try to save people and like expel the demons out of them and stuff like that. So it was decent. I thought it was gonna be better, but
when I was watching all that Arrow, Flash, all that stuff, right, One of the executive producers on all of them was a guy called Carl Ogawa.
Okay.
And I'd see his name in the credits and think, that can't be. It's such an unusual name, Carl Ogawa. It must be the same person. And basically, I went on Twitter and I found his Twitter thing and I wrote to him and I said, are you the guy who ran the Oingo Boingo Secret Society? And he said, yeah, I was. That was many years ago. And I was a member of the Oingo Boingo Secret Society.
I never heard of him.
He was one of the producers of those shows.
Yeah. Okay. I never heard of him.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So we've got a new person in we need to mention. So where are we? Jenny says just downloaded a new graphic novel called Sad Ghost Club. No idea what it's about, but I like the title and I love the cover. It was cute. Nice.
Huh.
I don't know it. Sad Ghost Club.
Never heard of that.
It is a good title.
Yeah.
And Rage Biscuits here.
Rage.
Hi, mate. Hope you're all right. Hope you're all good. Looking forward to another Donald Trump video.
Yeah, he's been putting out some good ones.
Yeah.
Brian, are you gonna go? Brian, are you gonna go on Greg's thing on Tuesday?
Is he the guest for Alan and Greg's show? Oh no, they're doing one. Who's their guest when they do the election night thing?
They kind of Alan said it's kind of open, you know what I mean?
Oh,
so right now they're still like seeing who wants to do it. And I thought maybe Brian was going to do it. So I might do it or some of it if there's space, but
yeah, I don't know if I'd be as informed as everyone else.
They need their like a token conservative on there. I'm a good one, right?
Well, you're not a Trump supporter, though, are you?
Because I'm not. I don't like Trump.
Yeah, you need someone. How do we even find those people? I mean, you know, do they use the internet? Brian says, "How was Halloween in Scotland?" At work, we laughed so hard that we were in tears as we were playing around in those inflatable T-Rex suits.
Yeah,
around in the Starbucks. I must have looked crazy. I love that.
Oh, so you were in one, Jenny? Oh,
that's
you
brilliant.
have any video? You gotta send up some video.
Yeah.
I'd love to see you in a T-Rex suit, or post a little short on your YouTube channel.
I remember when I worked in HMV once, me and a friend, we dressed up to do some promotional thing. We were handing out leaflets for a sale that started, and I was dressed up as Austin Powers, and she was dressed up as one of the characters, the one that in the second one, the spy who shagged me. What was her name? Can't remember the character's name. But we went around, and I was going around doing Austin Powers impressions around the main shopping precinct. Four's my limit. Okay. Okay. Usually spend Trump lines obsessively watching Returns. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. I mean, yeah, it's going to be a strange night. I mean, it'll either be, you know, us thinking, oh, okay, reality's set in, or it will be really surreal and we're thinking, what the hell is wrong with the American public?
Yeah.
Could you represent our allies who are hoping we can get our garbage together? Oh yeah, what if I go on the show? Yeah, well, yeah, it's funny. I mean, I've said I don't understand the whole Trump thing before on here or on some kind of show, and then someone's immediately gone, "Oh, you can't talk. The British politicians are just as bad." And you just think, hold on a minute, there's a spectrum. And we've got bad politicians, but Trump is in another league. You know, it's not like you're criticizing George Bush or something. You know, you're criticizing someone that shouldn't be even on the ballot. You know, it's convicted felon.
Now try going back really far.
No, it's happening again.
And then come close.
See, it might work. Does that work?
Try it again.
It's kind of a strange problem to have, isn't it?
It is.
I feel like it's a time thing. It just sorts itself out after a while. If we had make Trump just write us off.
Trump, you can just write us off.
Elaine says she's watching to see how much tequila Greg has.
I'm watching how much tequila Greg has.
Well, the trouble is, I genuinely think that if he gets in, it could lead to World War III. So I mean, if he allows Putin to keep going through Europe, which I think he would, then it will really kick off internationally, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one likes about that's the thing. It's not even remotely similar to any other politician I can think of. You know, we were amazed at the apparent inadequacy of George W. Bush, and there was loads of quotes, and people, you know, in America would quote him and say, "Can't," you know, but it's nowhere near as he was a politician. You know, there was nowhere. It wasn't crazy. It wasn't dangerous like it is now. We Scots shall gladly poop on his golf course. He didn't get a very good welcome in Scotland. Sorry.
Yeah, it's sorry, man. I hate to harp on it, but it's like we gotta try that mic for you. It's like really bad now. It's like that. It's like the echo thing, but it also has this like I don't know how to explain it. It's like there he goes. Don't like me complaining about it. Have you considered having a raunchy election night alternative here? I'd show up with biscuits and bourbon, minus the biscuits. And I don't drink. Even if you don't drink, you're gonna need to on Tuesday night, right? Yeah, no, I don't think Greg and would have Greg and Alan would have a problem with it being raunchy over there. I think Greg's probably gonna have some bourbon while he's watching. It's gonna be a stressful night. I don't know. I'm definitely gonna be having not bourbon, but we'll definitely be having some wine or some vodka or something that night. I don't know. Maybe I'll have my wife make me some my wife started making these chocolate martinis. I'm not really like a huge martini guy, but we had one at the bar. And then my wife decided we liked it so much, she decided she was going to try to make them at home. And it's like very easy. It's vanilla Smirnoff vodka, so the flavored vodka, plus chocolate Baileys, and then you can put some of that like creme de coco in it. I mean, you don't even really need that, but you can put the creme de coco in it, and they're so delicious. They're like really good, you guys. If any of you guys like martinis, you should try this. It's so easy to make. Those are the ingredients, and they're really, really tasty. But it's not like super rich because you're using the Baileys chocolate, so they're not like crazy. They're not crazy rich like you're drinking a dessert or anything. I mean, it's a martini. It's just like a sweet martini, so it's very tasty. Don't tell Garrett though. I don't know if he can have that. That might put him in the shock with his diabetes. Let's see here. I'll try to see what we're doing here until Gareth comes back on. I don't think it would be World War III. So there he is. Okay.
Right. I'm using this. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Just back up a little bit. It's a little loud. Back up a little bit.
Oh, I can't hear you now. Is that any better? Just nod your head if it's any better.
It is better. Just back up a little bit. It's a little loud.
Back off a bit.
Yeah. There you go.
Or back away from the mic.
Is that your external mic?
Is that better?
Yeah, it's better. Now, do you have a little volume?
That means I have to have headphones on to be able to hear you.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah. Can I just see if it's hold on.
Okay.
Is that better anyway?
Huh?
Is my voice better anyway? So if I talk now,
it is good now. Yeah.
Yeah. Right, so it's not nothing to do with the mic. It's just the fact that it keeps playing up.
But that mic was nice though. That was good audio. So you should get some AirPods, like plug-in AirPods or something, so that you can use it with that, because that sounded good. That was like good quality audio.
Okay, I tried headphones before when we had, you know, remember we had the Echo thing, and I put
Yeah.
headphones on. Then the headphones I had on, I could hardly hear anyone, so
Oh,
I didn't like wearing them because of that. So I seem to have an extra problem. So
oh.
I'll look into that. I'll try and wear some
But
headphones. I haven't got some good
so that
headphones.
but that external mic you just had, it probably does it have some dials on it to adjust the
Nope.
Oh, okay.
It looks
Because
like a
mine
good one.
has I use this thing and it has these two knobs on it, and one is to change the volume that I hear it through the headphones, and the other is to change the volume of my voice going out.
Well,
You
that's
don't have
good.
anything like you don't have anything
No,
like that on that thing you just used?
no, it's pretty basic.
Maybe you
I
have
mean,
to control it on.
I bought it to use some all of my videos, and I stopped using it because it was actually quieter than if I hadn't if I didn't use the microphone at all. So I thought it was a
Oh,
waste of money. Yeah, yeah. I was really gutted, and I thought, well, this cost. I can't remember how much it cost me, but it was because we don't do this for money.
yeah.
It was like, you know, do I want to spend what 50 quid or something for a good one? You know, so there was a bit gutting that it was a waste of money, but it's not a
No,
waste of money if it can fix this problem.
no, you should give it a try again with one of your videos, whatever, because it sounded good. The quality was good, and it was actually a little bit louder than the normal.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I don't use, um, I don't use my phone for my normal videos. I use my iPad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I can't use this for live because for some reason the sound just didn't work. It's really weird. I seem to have these technical problems with this thing.
Yeah.
But my voice is okay at the minute. That's good.
Yeah, no, it's good.
Let's see where we are. I don't think it would be World War III so much as US joining the other side. Well, yeah, but that's the point. Then you'll have a load of
Yeah,
other
right.
people that will go against this collective craziness. So it will be big. It wouldn't be just a simple US joining them. How many others are campaigning and in court? Crazy times. Yeah, well, exactly. Very tinny sounding. Constance is proud to be Scottish. Aberdeenonians. Yeah.
Jenny, what's going on with the videos?
Oh yeah, she doesn't
Slack?
make them, does she?
You've been slacking. What happened?
Well, I wondered if we've kind of persuaded her to do a channel when she doesn't really want to do a channel. Is that a thing, Jenny? Do you enjoy doing videos? Hold on. What would China side with US and Russia? I wasn't imagining China would be involved. I thought it would just be, you know, European nations and a bunch of other people going against China, US and Russia, but I don't know. Just struck me that our election is stepping on bonfire night. Now I'm even more pissed off. Yeah. Do you have? Well, you don't have bonfire night, do you?
No.
No, surely a British thing. But you have some of your. You have 4th of July. You have fireworks now on 4th of July, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's kind of fireworks night.
That's what your bonfire night is?
Yeah. Yeah, it's all about Guy Fawkes, but yeah, it's an excuse to have loads of fireworks.
But it's about what?
Guy Fawkes. So in the early 17th century, a group of about 6 guys, wanted to blow up the Houses of Parliament because it was basically for religious reasons. They were complaining about the fact I think they were Catholic. Is Jim going?
Yeah. See you, Jim.
Oh, no, not. Oh, bye, Jim. Oh no, I am definitely serious about it, Jim. Thank you.
Nice.
That is awesome. Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. And I'm serious about not taking it for granted as well. You will be paid, so thank you. But yeah, Guy Fawkes tried to blow up the House of Parliament, and I think it's because he was Catholic and the country was Protestant with the Church of England and all that. And he didn't manage to do it, and he was caught. And ever since then, we've had the 5th of November, Guy Fawkes Night, bonfire night, and the idea is that you set on fire an effigy of Guy Fawkes to celebrate him being caught. But then it's just the fireworks and all that comes with it and all that. But dogs hate it, obviously. My current dogs, I've had dogs all my life, but Ralph and Chico aren't too bad. When they were younger, they hated the fireworks, but now they don't kind of notice it so much. I think it might be they're going deaf, but they don't notice it as much. I mean, to be fair, my cat doesn't like it. Rosie doesn't like it. She sort of runs around the house a lot. And you can tell it's because she's distressed.
Yeah. These girls don't like it.
Yeah, I think a lot of dog owners aren't massive fans.
Especially doesn't like it, right? Your sister really, really doesn't like it, right? You're okay because you're tough, so you're not too bad. Can I tell you? The other day, this was like just a day or two ago, I put on there was a video. I just wanted to see what would happen. So on the TV, pulled up YouTube on the TV, and I started to play a video where she was like still standing up in the video. When we started the booktube video, and I said, "Olive, who's that?" And she looked at herself on the screen. I'm breaking the fourth wall here. She looked at herself on the screen and went ape shit. She's like, like she was like, and it's so funny, right? Because like you forget all these things, you forget about them. Like they have no idea what they look like, right?
Yeah. That is amazing.
They see themselves there, and they're like, "Who the f is this mother effer?" Get out of my house.
My favorite story on the whole barking thing, right? So there we had Ralph and Chico's mum, right? So she was a dog called Jodie, right? We had her all her life. And my favorite barking story, we were in the kitchen and Jodie started barking in the front room. We were like, "What's she barking at? What's going on?" And I ran in to find out what was up. And there was a book that we bought my brother-in-law for Christmas, sitting so you could see the cover. It was like sitting up. It was like a coffee table book about Madonna. And she was staring at this book, barking at Madonna. I have no idea why. It was amazing. Right. So Jenny says she'll be nervous making them, but have a few tags to do. Okay, cool. Yeah, so she's still going to come back.
Get it done. Get it done, Jenny.
I have a group of YouTube political tarot readers for you. A trio who do a live every Sunday night. Oh, they'd love your attitude. Yeah, we love Jenny's attitude. You two alone. Might check them out. Yeah, cool. So, big question, Dave. Right, I am going to sort this out. I am going to try and get some headphones. So, thanks for that. But we need to talk about.
Yeah.
So, which one are we going to read first?
You said Alien. You said Alien Clay.
Alien Clay, yeah.
That's the one I got because that's what you said.
Awesome.
When are we doing it? Mine looks. Yours looks way nicer than mine.
Oh, so you've got the American one. Oh,
American paperback. Yeah. I don't know what the American hardcover looks like.
I do love that cover. To be fair.
Yours? Yeah.
Well, yeah, nice. I haven't seen your cover before. I thought this was like standard.
It's not nearly as nice. I just got it because that's what I didn't know if we were going to be starting it imminently, so I went and that's what the bar.
Yeah. I'm ready to go tomorrow. So whenever
tomorrow. That's not a lot of notice.
Well, 4 days time. How about that?
In 4 days time? No,
4
are you
days.
serious?
Yeah. It's very big writing. It's not as big as it looks, you know.
Friday, Saturday,
Was
Sunday,
it?
Monday. So Monday, you want to start?
Yeah, should we do that next week? We start Alien Clay.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that. You're not going to jump the gun because you're already a faster reader than me, so you can't jump the
Well,
gun.
I don't know if I am. I think you give
Yeah,
me
you
the
are.
right situation, I can be, but if I'm at work, I sometimes don't read at all. But I mean, like, if I managed to read, what was it?
I don't read at work either.
No, but like when I come home from work, I'm too knackered. I fall asleep all night.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So I can have an entire week without having read anything sometimes.
Yeah.
Jenny's just said the unmentionable.
What's that? Did you guys ever get to Cage of Souls? I was just gonna say, somebody was just
Is it
who
Alex?
was it?
Alex on the
Alex.
bridge.
Alex was literally just told me, I think it was like earlier today or yesterday or something, in just some comments, that he just read that and he really liked it. He really liked
Yeah,
it. He said it's not Children of Time, but
yeah.
it was very different, and he really liked it.
He said he really his video is really interesting because he said he really liked it despite the fact that it had no plot, none of it seemed to make sense, but he absolutely loved it anyway.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah. So we'll probably have to. I mean, to be fair, he said he liked it as much as he liked Children of Memory, and I can see that Children of Memory is a little bit random sometimes. I mean, you know, when the end kicks in as well, you know, like, but in general, a lot of the stories are kind of separated, aren't they? So if it's a bit like that, I can see why you might think that. But he loved it anyway. The thing is, Jenny, the reason why we're going with this before Cage of Souls is that these look really good. And yeah. Cage of Souls we just picked randomly because we'd heard it was good and we both had it and we were like, yeah, let's read it. And that was it. But they do look
Well,
really good.
I didn't have it, Jenny. I bought
Oh,
it
you didn't
because
have it.
he told me we were going to buddy read it.
But we are going
just
to.
like just like I bought this one because he told me we were going to buddy. But I guess we are going to start this one on
Yeah,
Monday.
we do that. So yeah, it's cool. I mean, I do want to read it. You know, we'll get through. I mean, we got to get a few down if we're going to try and invite them on the show, right?
That's right. That's right.
That's our game plan.
I
Big
think if we read enough, I think we can get them if we read enough.
Yeah.
I think we can.
I was who was this? I was talking to Aaron about this yesterday. I think it's hilarious that you know Moyd from Media Death Cult.
Yeah.
He interviewed Claire North, and in the interview he said, "I hadn't read anything that you'd written when I first got in contact with you, but because you said yes, I've read the first 15 lives of Harry August." So it's like, what? So she was nattering about all the books she'd written, and he was probably like, yeah, whatever. I don't know what you're talking about. So at least if he does talk about stuff, we'll know what he's talking about, innit? And we can ask him questions about it.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jenny said you've been trying to read it for a year.
I know.
It's there's so many. I don't know. It's for me. It's been the events that I've got involved in.
Yeah, it's too many things. It's too many things.
Yeah, which is why I've cleared the decks a little bit. The only thing I'm worried about now is the banned books thing. I'm just doing a bit of that.
What was the Tchaikovsky? Well, what happened?
Okay, she's being Larry now.
That's a challenge. Throwing down the
I'll
gauntlet.
restart videos when you guys finish Chase Souls. All right.
That's fair.
Lane says peer pressure is a beautiful thing. Yeah, well, that's clearly what's happening there.
It is.
Was you going to ask me what the one I just bought was?
Yeah, what was the one you just found in the wild?
There it is. Hold on. The Expert Systems Champion.
Yeah. Oh, but that's a later book in a series, isn't it?
Uh
Isn't it like the Expert Brother or something, and then the
oh, it does
Be
say
careful, I don't think that's yeah.
it does say it's been 10 years since Henry was wrenched away from his family and friends. It could be that that first book was him being wrenched away.
Yeah.
Who is this signed?
No way.
It was only £3.50. How mad is that?
That is cool. So that's his signature, huh? Hold that up again.
Yeah,
That's cool. Wow, that's a nice find, man.
that's cool, isn't it? Oh yeah, so here we go.
Wow.
Yeah, the Expert Systems Brother was the first one. So this is the second
Yeah.
one. I have to get the first one,
Okay.
but it's quite short. I think it's more of a novella than
Yeah.
a.
Yeah, I've wanted to try
Oh
that one
no,
for like a long time just because his books are so long and those are shorter.
yeah. That's a I suppose it's funny, isn't it? Because nowadays books are so long, but actually, in the old days, science fiction books were this sort of size, weren't they?
Yeah,
If you
right?
buy vintage science fiction books, they're usually
That
around
was the
200
standard.
pages. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's just comparing it to the average book nowadays. It's short, but maybe not. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sure it's still a good story. But yeah, the
He
Expert Systems Brother is the other one.
he had another short one I was gonna do. Let me see. I got it here, I think.
Yeah.
Ironclads, you know this one?
Oh yeah, I've read that one. That's good.
It's a standalone, right?
Yeah, yeah, it is, and that's quite short as well.
And it's good?
Yeah, it is good. Yeah,
Yeah, they're probably all good, right? So
yeah.
we should probably not imminently, but at some point we should probably make. I mean, are you interested in reading his fantasy series?
Yes, so I've got. He did one series that were like about 11 books or something, but he did another one that was a
Yeah.
trilogy, which I've got. I've got I think it's the Tiger and the Wolf and something else like that. I've got those 3 books. I'm up for reading the short series before I read the long one. I think Shadows of the Act
Oh,
is
okay.
a really long one.
Right. Shadows of the Absalom one.
I think so.
Um, all right. Well,
Uh,
I'll do the short one either. Yeah, I was talking about the Shadows of the App. I was thinking maybe we could make like a if we plan enough in advance, we could do like a plan a like a year long or a 2 year long schedule or something to do that whole series. That'd be kind of cool.
what's the first one
But
called? I've got
I think it's
something like I think I've got like book 4 and 5 or something of that series.
oh really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first one's Shadows of the Apt. I think. Let's see.
Uh, my
Um,
thing's dead. I can't look it on there.
but that might be something like like Mike's book reviews you ever watch Mike's book reviews?
Yeah.
He had done a thing, I didn't last very long in it, but, he had done a thing when he was gonna do Malazan,
Oh,
and so he had this, like, very long series, and then, like, a whole bunch of people jumped on board to, like, do Malazan as, like, a group, and, Empire in Black and Gold, that's the first one.
that's the first one.
Um,
Okay.
I was just thinking not imminently, but I was just thinking it might be kinda cool to do something like that for the Shadow of the App series because I definitely wanna read it and we could, oh
Yeah,
shit, what did I
I'm
just
up for that. I'm up for it. I
that
mean,
might be kinda nice to make like a big event, like a big,
yeah,
like 2-year event out of it or something.
yeah. Yeah, I'm up for that.
Yeah?
So we'll read Cage of Souls first. So we'll read these
Yeah.
two, then
Yeah, for
Cage of
sure.
Souls, and then fantasy stuff. That'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
The Malazan thing is hilarious. Like every time I hear about Malazan, I just think that really sounds like something I don't want to read. It's like
Yeah.
like just like puzzle solving. You're like, I mean,
Yeah.
why do you want to read a book that deliberately confuses you?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. I'll go back to it again, but like years from now, I'll try. I made it halfway through book 2, and
Right.
then I couldn't keep up anymore. And then the problem was I was doing Mike's thing, and he accelerated the schedule because what happened was he had a whole bunch of people that jumped on this thing, and then like a lot of people dropped out, and a lot of experienced people were still doing it. Some of whom, a lot of whom had already read it before, and they
Right.
pushed him to accelerate the schedule.
Right.
And he had a lot of more like neophyte readers that had been dropping out, so he buckled and he accelerated the schedule. And then it was too much. It was like a book a month, and those books get pretty long.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I couldn't keep up. That's why I dropped out. I honestly just couldn't keep up. I already failed after halfway through book 2. So, but I will go back, but it's not, I had heard this, and I think it's true. It's just, that's not a series you start out if you're not like a very experienced fantasy reader. You know what I mean? Like it's, that's for veterans, you know. It's not easy. It's not easy. There's a lot going on in that thing,
Yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
like the first book is just like, it's just like you just start the story in media res, you know, and you're just like you're just dropped into the middle of this huge world, in the middle of this huge war that's already all happening, and you're like, you know, like there's no build up like your traditional fantasy story.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like and so it's not easy. It's not easy, but
Well, we're going to read Robin Hobb in February, aren't we?
oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, Robin Hobb. Yeah.
Yes,
Is that
I've got
February?
February in my head to be like a
Is that what we
definite.
said?
Well,
Yeah.
that was like a fancy month for me, so I'm definitely going to be. So, but that could be technically, we could be looking at Shadows of the App then as well, maybe.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, see
something to
where
think
we are.
about.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, but we're definitely doing Hobb, Assassin's Apprentice in February.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
That would be the first time I've read her as well, so it'll be interesting.
Yeah, me too. I haven't read any Robin Hobb yet, and I'm looking forward to doing it. You haven't read any Robin Hobb yet either, at all?
No, never.
Yeah. Okay. So you already have a sense? I was supposed to send somebody that book. I forgot. Was I supposed to send Joe that book? You already have Assassin's Apprentice?
I think so.
One of you needed it. I don't remember. So, you're like me. You're starting to lose track of what you have.
Yeah, I can't remember what I've got. I think I've got 2 of her books, and I think they're both the first books of a series.
Yeah,
I think I've got Ship of Fools, I think, and I thought I had Apprentice,
yeah.
the Assassin's Apprentice, but I'm not a 100%. But yeah, I mean, I'll have it by the time we read it. It's
Yeah.
fine. Don't worry. But Joe, it'd be easier if you just send something to Joe because you're quite close, aren't you?
Yeah. I thought we had talked about it before. One of you had it and one of you didn't have it, and I thought Joe was the one that didn't have it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I did look it up and realised it wasn't the one that I thought I had. I can't remember now. It was ages ago. But yeah, we will read it. It'll be cool. I'm trying to keep. I'd really like it if in 2025 I'm not doing as many events and I can just read whatever I want.
Yeah.
And then we can buddy read to death as well.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I end up. I mean, it's nice to do horror in May. It's nice to do a bit of Western stuff in June, but I don't read that many in there. But I like to put a couple in there. And then you got August, Gub August. Yeah, I mean, if you stick to a few, then you should have a lot of room around the rest of it, innit?
Yeah, I'm gonna do Horror Mayhem and Garb August, I think, in 2025, and that's it.
Yeah. You know, I think that's a good approach.
That's my plan.
Yeah, I mean, I am resurrecting the Winter of Wyndham, just as a tribute to Alice. But I'm doing that, which will be January and February as well. But
Okay.
that's not particularly heavy
Yeah.
event, is it? So
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'll read a Wyndham in January.
yeah. So Brian's got to go.
All right, see
so
you,
bye,
Brian.
Brian. So Ogres, I haven't read, but I have read Elder Race. Elder Race was really good. So those are both
Ogres.
short Adrian Tchaikovsky ones.
Okay, yeah, Elder Race I've heard of. I hadn't heard of Ogres. Is that fantasy?
You'd think it was, but I'm not absolutely sure. It might be that he's used
Ogre.
the ogre trope to do a science fiction thing. I can't remember, but it came out around the same time as Elder Race. I think he just chucked out a few novella type things.
Oh yeah, Ogres. Look at that. Oh, there's also The Ogre's Pet, a monster romance. Olive, what do you think about that? Look at that, Olive. That's
So
got your name all over it. That's got your name all over it. Look at that. Ogre's Pet.
That suggests
that is part of the Monster Pets series of 7 books. Wow.
7.
There's 7. Ogre's Pet, Phantom's Pet, the Stag's Pet, the Demon's Pet, the Ghost's Pet, the Grump's Pet.
I haven't heard of any of these.
That's a Christmas monster romance. Look at that. We're gonna have to look into that. The Grump's Pet, the Dragon's Pet. Oh, there's a whole series. Oh, Olive, look at this. That looks nuts. Yeah, Ogres. That's short, huh? Ogres. And that's only 100 pages. Oh, I'm going to have to get that. Oh, that just came out in 2022.
Oh.
So you liked it?
Ogres. I hadn't read Ogres. Out of those two, I'd read Elder Race. And that was really good. I haven't read Ogres.
Oh, okay. It's only 100 pages. I definitely got to pick that up. I didn't know Tchaikovsky wrote any books that short.
There is I noticed there was an omnibus kind of thing that came out, which is a bunch of his novellas put together. I can't remember what it was called, but that might be worth looking at as well.
No, I don't need that. I need to get the short books. I get a sense of accomplishment. Otherwise, it's like another big book for me to read. You know?
Yeah, I'm exactly the same. Yeah. It's funny because I think was it you or someone else mentioned? I think you said something about the fact that you bought some Zena Henderson, because on my video where I said about I bought that Zena Henderson book. Yeah. So I looked on eBay to get another one, and then there was one with all of them, and I thought, just like you thought, oh no, I'd rather get a individual, because then you get that sense of achievement. You read it,
right? Because they could put it on the shelf, and you're like, I finished that.
And this omnibus was well cheap, and I thought, no, not getting it. No.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? So Heidi's saying there's also John at Talking Stories got a Malazan thing going on.
Yeah.
Every other month. Elaine's got to go.
All right, see you, Elaine.
Look forward to putting a dent into my open book series so that I can start that one. What the Malazan? Which one are you starting, Jenny? Or are you talking about Robin Hood?
Open book series.
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
What's open book series, Jenny?
Of Assassin's Apprentice of the Dogs.
Yeah. Just go.
Look.
I just these booktube themes. Yeah.
MJ's appeared. Hi, MJ.
Hey, MJ. Yeah.
Sup? Punks.
Bucks.
So yeah.
MJ,
Halloween. So did you interact, because you were doing this? Presumably you had to avoid the trick or treaters, did you, this year? Because you're doing this.
Well, I did some. I did a few before I got online. I did the ones that I could because, some of the little kids come early. I mean, by 7 o'clock, we've probably had already half of what we're gonna get at that point. You know what I mean? There's just not as many trick or treaters anymore.
Yeah, mine
I don't
stopped
know.
about up past 7.
Yeah. So I mean, we had. You could tell when Olive was freaking out. We had a few after 7, but I think not that many. So
I had one knock on the door, and answered the door, and it was 3 very clearly kind of 17, 18-year-olds. They didn't have a
yeah.
costume on, and they were like, trick or treat. And I thought, you cheeky bastards, you can have some sweets, but what? I was so weird. I was like, 1, you're not kids. 2, you're not in costume. 3, what the hell?
Yeah.
So yeah, but I still gave them some sweets.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got.
I love seeing all the little kids.
Yeah, they get there. Yeah, that's the thing in it. Like, it sounds like a weird thing to do, but they love it. They absolutely love it, don't
Yeah.
they? Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. I love seeing all the little kids in the costumes, and they get like, and you make sure you tell everyone, of course, that you like love their costume, and it's like amazing, and like they
yeah,
love it, right? They like eat it
yeah,
up like so much when you tell them you love their costume, because they
yeah,
were so excited about it, right? They've been thinking about wearing it for like at least a week, right? They're like
yeah,
so
yeah,
excited.
yeah,
So it's just fun. And then we see, I don't know about over there, but like over here, you see like all the parents, like the little kids come up to the doors, and all the parents stay on the sidewalk, and they've got their concealed beverages,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, my little Deadpool guy, he was on his own. I don't even know if he had his parents around. I was like,
Oh.
he was only a little guy, but he must have had his parents around the corner or something, because it's very dark at the minute as well this time of night. But yeah, no, absolutely. Their face lights up, don't they? Unless they're in a Deadpool suit and you can't see their face, of course.
A lot
But
of
yeah,
Minions this year too.
Minions.
A lot of Minions. Yeah.
I love that.
I don't know. I guess there was another Despicable Me movie came out not that long ago, right? Is that why
Yeah,
it's
yeah, maybe. I had mostly
oh,
skeletons. I had people like with their face makeup and skeleton shirt and all that. I had a
oh,
lot of that.
oh.
So yeah, and I had a couple of female witches, some girls that were witches, a couple of those. But
Hmm.
yeah, no, it's a very nice thing.
Yeah.
And the worst thing for me, actually, I was in the middle of making my dinner, so I'd leave her for a bit, and then I'd go into the kitchen, and I'd go knock on the door, and okay, and I'd do the thing, and I'd go back to the kitchen. Oh, I get a knock on the door. Yeah, so that was the timing was a bit annoying. So Jenny's read Malazan, or she's reading Malazan, and she's started Farseer trilogy. So Farseer is
Oh, maybe
one.
that's part of her open book series.
Yeah.
Already started Farseer.
That's the truth, Dave. Dave always speaks the truth.
What did I say that was the truth?
Even when he's telling me that my voice is unbearable, he's telling the truth.
What is...
You missed all that, MJ, but he was proper slagging him off, going, "Get off my chat." He was going, "Get
Yeah,
off my TV. You're doing my nuts."
I was. I was pretty aggressive about it.
Yeah.
I feel a little bad about it. I was pretty aggressive.
No, you weren't. You were just going, "Ow, ow, ow!" Like I was beating you up.
It was literally painful. You gotta listen to the replay, man. You'll see.
Yeah. I will try and invest in some headphones. We got my 4-year-old niece was dressed as Wednesday. Nice.
Oh, nice.
That is awesome.
Didn't notice. I didn't see that many trick or treaters, but I didn't notice any Wednesday. Last year, we did have a bunch of Wednesday
Because that was when the show was on.
I didn't. Yeah, I guess.
I nearly tried to get a black wig and I was almost going to be Wednesday tonight. Oh, that would have been funny. Just have Wednesday hair. That's quite easy costume. Starting February with read along. Oh, okay. Heidi's saying, so Heidi really wants you to read Malazan. I may rebel and start it, but my open series is seriously out of control. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, you don't add to it.
So Heidi, are you like really into Malazan? Are you a big fan of that one? Or
Yeah, sounds like it, doesn't it? Yeah. Tell us if you are. Yeah.
season 2 Wednesday? I still haven't seen that show. Have you seen that, Gareth?
Yeah, I loved it. And
Yeah.
you know, I'm a massive Adams Family fan.
Yeah.
And I thought the way they expanded the world of the Adams Family was really clever. I think Wednesday herself was done really well. Thought the story was really good. The atmosphere is really good and all that. It's just a really good series in general. The one thing that my daughter was really angry about, and she was like, "No, don't like it." And then she has got a good point. Gomez and Morticia are like examples of an ideal marriage, right? They absolutely love each other, and it's like proper true love. And then to create the plot of the new series, they made some sort of like marital strife and some sort of family issues. Because Wednesday was always really close to the Adams family as a family were really close. The whole point of the Adams family was that they were different from other people, but as a family they were really close. Yeah.
Right.
So my daughter was really annoyed that they'd created this problem in the family to make the show work, to write the plot for Wednesday. So I get that, but I also forgave them for it because I thought, yeah, it kind of makes sense though that they did that as well.
Yeah.
So I wasn't annoyed, but I think she does know a lot about the Adams family. I think she's right, but yeah, I thought it was really good. And Jenny's saying she loved Enid, and I thought Enid was a brilliant character. Yeah. So yeah, I thought it was really good. Definitely worth watching. And Uncle Fester's episode was really good. So he turns up in one episode, and that was really good. So definitely worth watching. Beck Neptune, how's it going?
Hey.
Starting in February, starting Malazan in February. I'm a huge fan of John Gwynn, Christopher Roman. Okay. Yeah, so there's lots of pedigree there. Well, you have to tell us what you think when you start it. Sounds like she's saying if you start it in February, you'll be able to share it together. I'm not no interest in reading Malazan myself, so
Ever?
no. I just feel like everything I hear about it, it's all about how complicated it is and how it seems like that's what people love about it. They love the brain food part of it, and I just feel like I'm not gonna read something for brain food,
Oh.
It's like, is there a science fiction equivalent? There's probably there's probably a science fiction equivalent of something I don't want to read because I don't want to just work too hard at it. Probably can't think of what it is, but
well, I'll try it again, but not anytime soon.
Yeah,
we'll see what Heidi thinks.
I do want to read more fantasy though. So I read fantasy more when I was younger than science fiction when I was like a teenager. And I've been reading some since then. I read my first Brandon Sanderson book a few years ago. Really loved it. I read the first one of the First Law, Blade itself, and I didn't love it, but it won me over at the end of it. So I've got the other two to read of that. And I actually own the Game of Thrones books, but I need to, because they're quite big. And I think they're books that you have to really think about the characters and that, and got to slot it all together. From what I've heard, I think they're a lot more complicated than the show. Have you read the Song of Ice and Fire series?
No, I haven't. Found them like a buck a piece in the wild, but I haven't read them yet.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, I bought them secondhand for £1 each book, and yeah, they're easy to own, but not so easy to read.
Easy to own, not so easy to read.
Yes, it's true, isn't it? Some books, you can't find them cheap. Like Martha Wells, the Murderbot series, it really bugs me. They're like £15 for a really small book.
Yeah.
So I want to find.
Yeah, and you never see those, right? You never see those in the wild. That's right.
You never see them secondhand. So whoever buys them clearly loves them. But I wish some people would palm them off because I don't want to spend £15 on something that short.
Yeah.
But I like the first one. I spent the money on the first one. I quite liked it. Quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Pizza Rat Collects.
Hey,
What an
Pizza
amazing
Rat.
name.
Yeah.
Why there's so many good books I want to read. No, absolutely. There's loads. So Heidi says, start with Between Two Fires. It's a horror fantasy about a black plague. I think Heidi's recommended that before. So I do need to do that. Ah, look, there we go. That's the first recommendation. Well, I'm going to write this down. I'm going to write down some recommendations. I use this book now to plan my videos. So this is my plan. These are the events. The videos I did in October when I did my monthly. I filmed my monthly wrap up today, so I had that list to kind of go to, and my Goodreads number and all that. And then in the previous one is some notes about the order of the places we went. No, what's this? Oh no, that's the plan. I haven't filled it in yet, but that's the book design tag. So I'm going to do that at some point. So I've got this little notepad thing, A4 notepads that I use now, which is quite cool. So I'm looking at what's it? Between Two Fires.
Between Two Fires. Jenny's looking at that one too.
Yeah, I'll have a look at that. There's two other books set in the Black Death. Company of Wolves, I think it's one of them. No, Company of Liars. Company of Liars. Company of Wolves is a werewolf film. Company of Liars is one, and then there's another one called the Hurdy-Gurdy. It's just called Hurdy-Gurdy, and that's set in the Black Death as well. So yeah, I do want to read those as well. Yeah, Jenny's adding that to the wish list. I'm ready to quit my job so I can read all the books. Yeah. So there's Christopher Bulmer. So Heidi says that's not just good, but fantastic. So it's going on the list.
Adding that to the list here. Adding that to the list.
Yeah, I think I need to prioritize some of the stuff that Heidi's recommended, because Heidi's been recommending books since we've been doing these shows.
Yeah.
And then I have to.
Oh my God. Amazon, if you want the hardcover of Between Two Fires on Amazon, so the paperback is $17.06. The hardcover is the hardcover is $1,429. I've literally never seen a book that expensive.
That's insane.
It's got 29,000 reviews, 4.5 stars.
That is mad. Why is it that much? Well, clearly it's out of print.
Or you can go on the monthly plan and pay $65 a month for 36 months. I've never seen this for a book before.
That's insane.
Wow. Apparently very, very popular. All right, man. Hopefully we'll find this in the wild. So if you see Between Two Fires in the wild, you buy up however many copies they have.
That's mad.
If you see the hardcover. Holy crap.
Yeah, I mean, Heidi's saying we're not fantasy booktubers. I've read a lot of fantasy, but I don't exclusively read that, and I read lots of other things. But yeah, and I read a lot more when I was younger. Literally the first, if I group together the first kind of, I don't know, 30 books I read when I was younger, like a teenager, most of them would have been Lord of the Rings, the Belgariad, Shannara books, the Fritz Lieber Swords books, things like that, you know. So I read those when I was younger, but then I got really into science fiction and stuff.
No.
I also had a period, I don't know if we've talked about this, but I had a period when I was doing my degree and a little while after that when I just stopped reading fiction for ages as well, which is mad because I find it hard to read non-fiction now. But yeah, that was the thing. So Jenny says it's £7 on Kindle.
Sounds like it will be.
Yeah. So, but it's £17 on paperback. I'd have to look at it over here as well. See what's like over here.
I'm gonna hold out till I see that hardcover in one of the used bookshops.
And you'll see 2 copies. You can sell one for £1,000.
That's right.
That'd be great, wouldn't it?
Somebody's thirsty over here.
Oh, really? Is that what you're doing? So Olive's having a drink.
Yeah.
That's good.
Very thirsty. Holy cow. Don't worry about it, man. Don't worry about it. Why don't you just drink your water? Don't listen to her. Her sister gets her all worked up. Nothing. Don't. No. Hey. Was there a trick or treater out there or something?
Yeah, maybe it is. Maybe someone else at the door.
It's pretty late for trick or treaters. I don't think so. She's running to the door though. Oh, my daughter came home. My daughter just came home.
So that's not the one that's moved, though, right?
Not the one that went to college. No.
How's that all going?
Nobody's moved out. They all live here. The other two the twins that graduated college, they moved back home.
Right.
And the younger one is living in the dorms at college, So
yeah,
it's good. She really likes it. She's doing well.
That's cool.
So, I just went pick. She was just home last weekend. So I hit that it's like my new favorite used bookshop is right by her school.
Yeah.
So I just hit it again. I didn't do that video yet because I only do so many book haul videos in a row. But every time I go up there, I'm going to go in that spot because it's amazing. And I mean, they got all this vintage sci-fi. Like I really have to restrict myself and which is so silly because the things that I put back, I'm like, oh, that's too much. And I put it back on the shelf. Then the next time I go, I just get those same things. I get them. You know what I mean? It's like, but they are it's amazing. It's amazing, that place.
Yeah, that's cool. I keep doing the book haul videos. If you find good books, then. But I'm glad it's going well for your daughter. That's good.
Yeah, she loves it.
So Sean Bean's the narrator. That's cool. Sean Bean's got a great voice.
I don't know him.
Oh, he was Boromir in the Lord of the Rings films.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're the one who portrays him as a big fight at the end of the first film. No. He's also Ned Stark in Game of Thrones.
Right.
Yeah. So paperback's $15.19, no hardback copies, but Marketplace has some slight cheaper copies. Oh, okay. Yeah, well, I can't get on Facebook, so I can't use the Marketplace. Oh my God, it's frustrating.
You're still logged out of your Facebook, huh?
Yeah.
What's the deal? They can't help you with that?
Customer service is terrible. Literally, every single thing they say to do just puts you in some stupid loop where you're not actually speaking to them. And then it just says, it will tell you again that your account's disabled after you've tried for a while doing something, or it will tell you you can't do anything about it because your account's disabled, or well, if you do this step, which requires a Facebook account, it's just ridiculous. It's like there's no way. I found a phone number, but it's an American phone number, so it'll probably be really expensive, but I might just do that because it really has affected so many things I do, not being able to. Because I've also got a Facebook page for my work, for my students, as well as the band page, which is a very busy page. So there's lots of other ways I use Facebook, not just to chat or whatever, So it's really annoying. Oh, Amazon Marketplace. Oh, okay. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, Facebook's for the old people, Gareth. I mean, I don't use Facebook anymore either. That's not where it's at.
Well, Messenger is much more convenient for me than WhatsApp because I usually communicate to people on PCs. I don't normally use my phone all the time, and obviously you can only use WhatsApp on your phone,
Hmm.
so it's a bit annoying.
Hmm.
Most people they wouldn't want to use anything but their phone anyway, but it's you don't have everyone's phone number. You know, on Facebook I had like 2,700 contacts. I know I'm not going to
Hmm.
want to speak to that many people, but it was a whole sea of people I could find if I wanted to. If I needed to speak to someone in a band or a promoter or a venue or something that was part of my contacts, I could do that. But I don't have their phone numbers. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
can't contact them on WhatsApp. That's the problem with it. They are quite different
Hmm.
things. So I really want to get back on it, but I don't know how to do it. Bastards. So we're going to read this on Monday. Are you reading something at the moment?
I'm reading a couple things at the moment, but that's that's okay. So we're gonna start. Yeah, I'm like,
We can read this later if you want. Do you want to read this later? Do you want to do it more like the end of the week?
um, I mean that would be better, but
That's
yeah,
right. That's right.
okay,
Well, like Friday.
okay, that sounds good.
Does that like stresses you out a little less?
That stresses me out less.
Yeah, yeah. So what are you reading now?
I'm reading Salem's Lot,
Ah,
which I'm not that far into yet. I'm still reading that political book, America's Deadliest Election.
oh yeah, yeah.
And which I've been reading for a while now, but I just haven't had much time lately, so it's been,
Yeah,
so that's it. I've been
yeah,
reading some graphic novels because it's just like the graphic novels are like they're easy for me, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
when I'm having trouble like focusing and um but yeah, that's what I'm reading now. What about you?
Well, I'm now at a plateau because the last thing I read was this, which was really good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
I didn't even have it on my radar. So I heard people talk about it, and then I
yeah.
found it for £1 in a local charity shop.
Nice. It looks
So I was
brand
like,
new.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's really good condition. Yeah, it is brand new, pretty much. Yeah. And I thought, well, actually, this is a really nice way of ending October because it's clearly got a horror theme. And I knew
Yeah.
I was going to be on the train for a couple of hours, so I thought, well, I can get a lot of way into it. And going to London's like 2 hours there and 2 hours back. So I thought, well, I might be able to finish it. And I did pretty much read the whole thing on the train. So that was really good. And I thought it was good. Have you read it?
I haven't. I have it. I was gonna read it in Horror Mayhem, and I just didn't get to it.
Yeah, it's good. Makes me want to read other things they've written. Um,
Well, there's a
it was one of
second
those
one.
things. Yeah, there's a second one, I think. Yeah, there's they've written a few things.
Yeah, the
The
Hollow
twisted
Places.
one. Yeah,
The
you got
Hollow
the hollow
Places was
places.
good.
Is that
Yeah,
good?
that was good.
Yeah, that's mentioned here. What's good, I think, was they've got a really interesting writing style, quite a poetic way of writing, but it also has a good story as well. So it's not like you're not just
Mm,
going, oh, well, it's just really good writing. It's got a point to it, and the
yeah.
ending was really good. So yeah, I was really impressed. So that was the last thing I read, and then I'm just in a position now where I can sort of have a bit of a reset button, which is nice. So I can
Okay.
read. Yeah, I can. I'll be able to read at least one more book before next Friday, I reckon. So I can pick something and read this
Mm.
after that. So
What are you thinking about?
well, I could read Brave New World, so I was going to reread that. So I haven't read that since I was a kid, so I could read Brave New World.
Mm.
Maybe Kindred as well. Might read
Mm.
Kindred. So Yeah, and I definitely want to read Long Halloween as well.
Oh, right.
You
You
know,
say you're
so
gonna read that tomorrow, right?
yeah, I think I'm gonna, yeah. So it's one of the ones that whenever people have talked about it, it's been one of those ones I'm thinking if I'm going to read more Batman, then that's top of the list. So I just feel like it's going to be a really cool story.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably start that tomorrow. Looks like Jenny's gone.
Oh, see you, Jenny.
Too much coffee. Sleepy. I thought coffee is meant to stop you from being sleepy. Says night, guys, and then
She's
MJ's still
crashing
here.
down.
MJ's got to tell us what she's reading as well. So yeah, that's the plan. So that'd be cool.
Mhm.
And because basically the way I'm approaching the last couple of months, the only thing I'm kind of giving any attention to is the banned book stuff, and I'm going to do more science fiction banned books in November as a tribute to Scott for New World's November, and then
Mhm.
December will be other banned books. So that's my approach the last couple of months. But obviously
Okay.
with some Adrian Tchaikovsky in there as well. That's my idea.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing in December. I'm gonna. I don't know. Maybe I get too much going on. I don't know if I should have agreed to it, but it sounded cool. Vin asked me to do this. It's like Victorian ghost stories for Christmas. You
Oh,
know. So, yeah. So
but you
I'm
don't
gonna
think
get
it's going
that.
to be any good?
No, I think it'll be good. I hope. I get so much going on right now. I hope I'm gonna have time to like give it a respectable effort. But yeah, it's it sounds cool. Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'll be
Yeah.
doing because yeah, go ahead.
No, I was going to say because you read a lot of Christmas stuff in December, don't you?
Yeah, I mean that's why he basically just asked people that were like really into Victorian lit or like really into Christmas. you know, so that's why he asked me.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it should be good. I wasn't gonna do the I didn't think I was gonna do the fireside readings again, the Dickens fireside readings. But I might have to do one or two again because if I'm doing this. So you know.
Oh, that's cool though.
So we'll see. Should be fun.
MD says he's going to start a new book now since my October was horrible. Yeah, I mean, you said you had a bad October and you got loads going on, and I thought I was going to have a bad October because it was a really slow start. It took me ages to read Vengeful, but it wasn't because it was a
Yeah.
bad book. I just kept falling asleep all the time. As soon as I got home, I'd just be knackered. I'd just fall asleep. But me having a week off this week has helped me to catch up a little bit because I'm literally
Yeah.
on my own because my wife's on holiday.
Hmm.
So I'm on the house. I'm in the house on my own. So I've done lots more reading than I would have done really. She's on a cruise.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm
Cruise
getting all
where?
these photos from her and from my daughter. So my daughter's in Costa Rica
Okay.
and she's in a hotel that have got howling monkeys in the hotel. It's amazing. And she's like
Huh.
filming like film of them howling and that, and then sending it to me. And then Ali's on a cruise around the Greek islands, and she's just gone to Mykonos today.
Oh.
And the stuff
She
she said,
told you.
go on.
She told you couldn't come.
Well, she's gone with her mum. She reckons I'd love a cruise. The only reason I haven't gone on a cruise yet is that when I was little, I used to be seasick. So I don't know if I'd be
Oh, okay.
seasick now. But
Gotcha.
it kind of puts me off a little bit. But she says I'd love it, and she says that the cruise ships are so huge that you don't really feel the buoyancy or whatever of being on the sea. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to give it a go. But the trouble is, it's a very expensive risk, isn't it? So it costs
Yeah.
quite a lot of money. But
Yeah.
she's gone with her mum. It's nice that she's got like daughter mum time. She's really close with her mum, which is great. But she just sent me a little video earlier, and she'd seen there were some dolphins that were swimming by the side of
Mm.
the cruise ship, It's amazing.
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, I'd love to. I mean, I've never seen dolphins out like in the wild.
Yeah.
Have you ever done that?
No, no. I mean, we went swimming with the dolphins one time down in
Right.
Florida, but no, I've never seen them like just out in the wild.
Yeah, so they're like trained, aren't they? Like they're tamed dolphins, aren't they?
Yeah.
They're expecting that interaction. But yeah,
Yeah.
and then because she went to. Oh, I can't even remember where she went to. She went to lots of places around Greece, these little islands, and like the photos she's sending back are just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd love to go back there. I was there once because I had a buddy that got married on a Greek isle, Naxos, Greek Isle, and so my wife and I went out there, and we saw a few islands. We went to Athens, and then we went to a couple. I went to Naxos, Santorini, and so yeah, it was that was a nice trip. I'd love to go do it again. There's so many islands to see there.
Santorini is one of the ones that Al went to, and she loved it. I might have a chance of going to Athens with the college.
Okay.
Yeah, the woman that runs the classical civilization course.
Yeah.
She said we were just chatting away, and I said, "Oh, I've got an A level in classics, and I like sort of, I've got interest in it." And she was like, "Oh, you could come along if we do a trip." So, I might end up going to college.
Amazing.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Yeah, you should definitely jump on that if you get the
yeah,
chance.
Yeah. That's so I've been to Italy a few times, but I've never been to Greece. Been to Spain, but I haven't been to Portugal. I'd love to go to Portugal as well. Been to France, obviously. I've been to France a lot of times. But yeah, no, I haven't been to Greece yet. Constance is going to try reading the London Seance Society between tonight and tomorrow night. Cool. Oh, there was something I was going to... What was that about seances? Oh, that's really funny. It's reminding me of something I was going to talk to you about seances, but I can't remember what it was.
London Seance Society.
I don't know what is the London Seance Society? I don't know what that is.
What's that about? I mean,
Yeah,
I assume
tell us more about it. Yeah, we both want to know more about that. Part of it was I've been reading about. I think I've put them away now, but I've read some because I got 2 new issues of the Twilight Zone magazine.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going to see this. Me talk about this in the monthly wrap up, and I read some stuff in it, and I read about these authors that were these really reclaimed authors in like the turn of the century that like M.R. James and Edgar Allan Poe kind of knew, and they were the son of one of the Archbishop of Canterbury in that time, and they said something about one of them said that they completely disagreed with seances because seances literally free an evil spirit into the people doing the seance. He really firmly believed it was a real thing that evil spirits would enter the people doing the seance. It's amazing to believe something like that firmly. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think do you know Darren Brown?
Name sounds familiar, but I
don't know how famous he is over in America, but he's an amazing man. He's one of those people that debunks a lot of supernatural things or and he does these shows where he's basically like he reads people's minds and he'll do these kind of almost like parlor tricks sometimes by walking on nails, like that kind of thing. But he does these things where he'll trick an entire audience all the way through the night, and he'll have that thing set up where they'll say numbers and he's got them in an envelope, all that sort of stuff. But some of the things he's done in his TV series have been quite extreme. So he did one thing, just he's done many things, but one of the things he did, for example, was he managed to through suggestion, he managed to train someone up to assassinate someone, and they didn't realize they were going to do it, and they didn't know that the TV company had given them like blanks or whatever, so they weren't going to do this person any damage. But they were going to, I think it was, they were going to assassinate Stephen Fry, and it set this sort of thing up so that it was just through his suggestion. It was an amazing program because it just showed how easy it is to do it if you can do it, you know. And there was like, he does it was amazing. He does lots of hypnotism stuff. He did another one. There was one that he did lots of things in the same show, and one of them was so this guy went into a phone box, and then Darren Brown hypnotized him through the phone, and as he slumped, his team got hold of him, put him on a plane to Morocco, put him in a phone box in Morocco, and then released him from the hypnosis. And the guy was like, what the hell? And he didn't realize, he just, like, as far as he was concerned, he'd woken up in Morocco. And and it just sort of filmed him like getting out and then trying to adjust to this bizarre thing like that. And then obviously after a few minutes, the TV company go up to him and tell him what's happened. But things like that, like these kind of stunts, and it's amazing what he's done. And I went to see him once live as well, and it was just phenomenal the way he tricked the entire audience into, you know, he said there was this big thing he did at the end. He did lots of different things through the night, but this big kind of thing that was kind of linked to a story about his father, and it was fascinating stuff. It was quite emotional stuff for him, but it was all linked with this trickery stuff. And then he ended up with us thinking of these numbers. And then he said, look, I knew you were going to think of these numbers. I knew that every single person in this audience was going to think of it. We're like, why? How does he know these things? And then he replayed these on this massive screen. He replayed some of the things that we'd seen that night, and we didn't notice that he was saying these numbers through the night, but he was saying them between the words, and he was saying them quite under his breath. Like, you know, all this stuff was happening in the suggestion, and it was so clever. And we were like, well, what the hell? We hadn't heard that at all. And there was like things like, and he'd say, oh, you know, when I showed you this, well, you actually saw this, and then there was these like flashes of like images that we didn't notice we'd seen because it was literally a split second, things like that. And he said, you know, this is how you can trick someone into doing something through suggestion. It's amazing. I'd love to see him again live, but that was such an unforgettable night. And Darren he did a thing about Darren Brown.
Okay.
Darren Brown. The reason why I brought it up was that he did a thing with a seance as well, and he proved how easy it was to make someone believe that someone's actually speaking to the dead. And again, it was through he'd managed to work out certain names and certain things that he can bring up, and then he managed to get them saying it themselves. So they thought that it was all produced from this this Ouija board and stuff. And then at the end, he said, you know, well, that person was made up. That person was made up. That person I said because you said that person's name. And he just told him at the end that it was completely fabricated because he knew what he was doing, you know. And there was no supernatural element to it. So it was so brilliant. It was really clever. You know?
That's interesting. I'm gonna have to look him up.
He's so clever. And he did another one. I just admire this man so much. He did another one where he played chess with something like 12 grandmasters, and he said before the show, he said, I've been told the rules, but I don't really play chess, but I know enough to know how I can beat them all. And he played chess with these grandmasters, and he was kind of going from one table and he'd do a move, and he'd go to another table, do another move, and all that. And then he beat most of them, and then they're all going, how the hell did you do that? You said you'd never played chess before. And then he said, yeah, well, what I did was I got you all playing against each other. So I just remembered all these moves you were making, and I just set you off each other. I was just a conduit, just doing these moves, but you were all playing against each other. You just didn't realize you were.
Wow.
Amazing. You know, he's such a fascinating man. He did another long, like 4-part one or something, 3 or 4-part one that was really intense, where he asked for volunteers. They didn't know it was him, so it was like their team asked for volunteers to go through like this experiment, and it was the basically they chose one person that they thought wouldn't be damaged from it. So they had to sort of do these psychological tests to see if they were going to be damaged through it, and they put this guy through this apocalypse kind of zombie scenario for real. And like the team had all these actors that were acting out a situation. Was like this virus had come out and they're in this government building that they couldn't leave, and this guy ended up being really like emotionally attached to this kind of teenage character that had appeared, that was one of the actors that was sort of working for this TV kind of Channel 4, I think it was. And he was like put through the ringer with this sort of huge emotional experience he had over the course of about 5 days. And then at the end, you know, I think it all culminated in he had to sacrifice himself to save this teenage girl. And it was like she was in this situation that he had to intervene or she would die. And he was willing to sacrifice himself. And this is this guy that was just sort of, he just thought everything was real. And then they had to stop it then. And then they said, this has all been completely made up. You're fine. You're not at risk. None of this is real. And he's just like, you can see when they're telling him, you can see he's just like, what the hell? You know? And then, and that's why they have to check that he wasn't going to be psychologically damaged. And then there was like an advert bit. And when it came back from the adverts, there was this like an after party thing. And all the actors, including the teenage girl that was actually like an actress that was in like 25 years old or something, were all telling him, you know, like shaking hands with him, going, "Oh yeah, well, I was that guy," you know, and all that. And he was just like, "This is mad." And that was like Darren Brown did. Amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. He doesn't. He used to. There was like every year there'd be some series where he was doing something on our TV, but he hasn't done a lot on TV lately. But he does these shows around the country and that.
That reminds me of something I saw. Maybe it's related. I don't know. Some show I had seen. I forget what it was called. Where they had this. It was, you know, rigged, this arcade game in a bar,
Right.
and so the person would go up and they would do these like in the middle of the game. It was like that. It was like a zombie apocalypse type of game.
Oh, it might. Yeah.
And they would do these flashes. Like the game would then do these flashes, like to cause like not a seizure, I guess, but just to knock them out, like flashes.
Of course, he noticed.
And
then he was put
then,
in the game, but in reality,
and then they moved him and they put him in an environment that was exactly like the game and woke him up.
That was Darren Brown. That was him. That
wasn't
that was
okay.
Him. That was him.
And then when it was over, somehow I don't remember how. Somehow they put him back, knocked him out again. Then they brought him back and put him back in front of the arcade and woke him up again. And he was just like, oh, he just thought he had like an intense experience with that game, you know, like that was him. You think that was there, bro?
Yeah. No, it's because he does it by talking about how easy it is to do it. If you know about suggestion, you know about hypnosis, you know about reading people's minds in a real way, not in a fantastical way, but in a way that is actually possible. He says there's nothing supernatural about it. There's nothing like unexplainable. It's just a skill. And it's so interesting the fact he always says this is something anyone can do if they learn how to do it, you know. And he always says it at the end of his shows as well. He says, "What I've done to you tonight, anyone can do it. I'm not magic. This is not magic. This is just suggestion and hypnosis, you know." It's really, really crazy, really. He did another one where he taught somebody, I think he taught a group of people. He had about 5 people, I think, from what I remember. And he taught them all how to do that thing where they can, they're like mediums. They can talk to the dead, and they'll have a group of people who are believing it. And they'll go, "Oh, I'm hearing a name, Jonathan. I can hear Jonathan. Who's there? Someone who knows Jonathan," all that, right? And he was saying, because he genuinely, really quite passionately believes that those mediums are immoral, and he proved in this program how easy it is to do it without any connection to the dead, and how it's all about suggestion and looking for cues, reading the room, and he taught these people how to do it and said, this is what's happening, all over the world. People just making someone else believe that they're speaking to their dead loved ones. Really interesting. Yeah, Darren Brown, amazing man.
That's kind of nuts. I'm gonna look that up.
yeah. See if you can find that one with the zombie outbreak thing and the seance thing. The seance thing was amazing because I'm quite skeptical about speaking to the dead and stuff, and the fact that he proved how easy it is to fool someone is amazing.
Yeah.
I wish I could remember the name of the last. I watched the last show he did. Actually, he did something during the summer. Yeah, he did something when Ali was in America. So I watched it then. So there's been something quite recent, like this year. He's done a show, and that was amazing. And he said the whole show was all about this version of magic he does, which is not magic, and he tell you it's not magic, but that kind of trickery thing. And the whole thing was wrapped around this plot around his dad. And he said that his dad had recently died, and he wanted to honor his dad by doing these different things and referencing these different things, wanting to talk about these different stories. But they're all linked to this stuff that he was doing on stage and this trickery stuff. It was so clever because it ended up being, it was this show about tricks. And then at the end of it, he said, I feel like I've honored my dad by doing this as well. So it's really interesting. Yeah. So it's a little bit he was a bit vulnerable that night as well, on occasion,
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Interesting.
So, I'm going to put my horror trivia cards away. That was fun. That was, wasn't it?
That was good. Yeah.
made it. They gave it a different flavor. If anyone's watching this that missed the beginning, we had a trivia quiz. And there we go.
I feel like there's nobody left.
No, there's nobody commenting, is there? So, and even when we asked Constance to tell us more about the Sound Society, they haven't said anything. Is you still there, Constance? What will happen is we'll start going, okay, let's sign off. We'll start to chat. Oh, here we go. Sometimes think mediums are fooling themselves.
Maybe.
Oh, I think they are definitely making a lot of money out of it. So I don't know. That's a very generous way of looking at it. I'm more cynical than that. It's like the evangelist that can make your cancer go away and all that.
Yeah.
Oh, Albert's got us playing in the background, so he's playing tennis or something. We're doing some important work. He's conjugating. That's what he's doing. Yeah. Did can I start new books now? So MJ didn't actually say what the book she was reading, but I don't know if MJ's still here. So there we go. Yeah, the comments are slowed down, and we've gone over 3 hours. So should we leave it there?
I guess so.
Was it you normally say? Should we call it?
Should we call it? Is that what I say? I got to start saying that at 2 hours, not at like 3.5.
No, but I love the fact that. Oh, hold on. Gareth, answer is above about the book. Oh.
We can't see it, Constance. It might have got next.
Yeah. Try reading the London Sounds between times.
We saw that, right?
Yeah, I haven't got another comment about the book. Yeah, we go from that one to that one.
It might have got axed, Constance.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. Maybe it's
Use some word.
yeah. I didn't like it.
Anything. Oh.
Because it says night. Oh, okay.
Uh,
Well, we'll look it up. We'll look it up ourselves. We'll find out what the Logan Turn Society is. I'm gonna write it down to make sure I do look it up. But I need to do this more often because Heidi's always suggesting stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I keep writing them down. Now I've got like pages and pages of all these recs that I
Yeah. I'm gonna make it my mission to get some headphones to go with these, and then it's perfectly clean. Oh, weird. Where'd it go? But I'm looking back and it's not there, is it?
No. I don't know.
But clearly,
Oh, you
Constance
never
can
know.
see it. Yeah, we'll look it up. All right. Sorry, Constance, if it looks like we were ignoring you. We weren't. It's just not come up on our chat thing. I don't know. It was nice having Nick on, wasn't it, this week?
Yeah. That was great.
That's really good. I thought it suited the Halloween night as well because he's definitely got an interest in horror.
Yeah.
So that was really good.
Yeah, he was a good guest for Halloween.
And he's an ex-film student as well. Do you know that?
Now that you mention it, I feel like I remember that.
Yeah, his degree was in film studies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Because we're going to do Desert Island Flicks, aren't we?
Yes.
So tell me when you want to do that, and we'll do it.
All right.
But that's cool. Have a little think. So let's call it.
Let's call it.
Thanks a lot, everybody. And
Thanks, everyone. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween. Have a wonderful week. Bye-bye.
Bye.